all over it. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Golf season is in full swing, and if you're anything like me, you're always looking for that next tee time. My wife's like, what are you looking at? I'm like, oh, nothing, but I'm really checking out Aurora Golf's 5 public courses tee times. I'm obsessed. It's true. I love playing their 5 courses. Each course is unique and tests your golfing skills. Aurora Hills, great walking course. Meadow Hills, an old school classic layout with the tree-lined fairways. Reminds me of a course in North or South Carolina. Then you got Murphy Creek, can challenge the best golfers, and if you're lucky, you might catch a fighter jet flyover from Buckley Space Force Base. Then you got Saddle Rock. I'm there all the time. Find me a better course with the views that never disappoint. And then you got Spring Hill, perfect for beginners or anyone looking to become a short game chef. All right, they have great course conditions, practice facilities, friendly staffers, restaurants that I always hit after the round, and I'm taking lessons there and getting better. All right, Aurora Golf has a course you'll love. Book your tee time, schedule a lesson, or learn more about their leagues and programs at golfaurora.com.
Don't miss the Tree Farm's Array of Tree Sale, now through July 14th. See what's on sale at thetreefarm.com. Save 25 to 45% on thousands of 3 to 8-year-old shade and flowering trees. Choose from honey locust, linden, maple, oak, flowering crabapple, serviceberry, willow, and more. And save big on thousands of shrubs and perennials. The Array of Tree Sale. Come see.
You take I-25 to exit 235. Then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Summer should be a time of joy for children, but Wish kids often miss out due to their illness, creating a dark chapter during a time that should be filled with sunshine and memories. A wish from Make-A-Wish Colorado can change everything for these children, giving them the strength and hope they need to persevere in their fight against critical illness. My name is Carrie Fletcher. I'm part of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Today, Alpine Bank hopes you'll decide to make a life-changing impact in the life of Colorado Wish kids by supporting Make-A-Wish Colorado. There are currently more than 450 Colorado kids with critical illnesses who are waiting for a life-changing wish, and 110 more kids will be diagnosed this summer. You can help make their wishes come true. Visit wish.org/Colorado to help Make-A-Wish Colorado grant some memorable wishes this summer.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, let's get it going. Welcome on in to the program. And Elo Hero Phillip Lindsay on this Monday, July 6th, after the 4th of July, baby. Let's go, Phil.
Woo! What's going on, AP? You know, you're a lot different than ZB. You're a lot, smaller, a little stronger, though. A little bit more muscular.
Mighty Mouse, something like that.
I must have scared ZB off, man, which is, I usually do that. Once we start having our arguments, going back and forth, I usually get the belt out, spank that ass a couple times, and today he doesn't want to be here. But good seeing you, man, and thank you for being here with me.
Of course, man. I mean, I'm going to be here the next few days with you, so we've got 12 hours over the next 3 days to kind of dive in to the biggest news and notes in the world of Denver sports and sports alike. And obviously, like traditionally, Phil, I find myself – I did these shows right around this time last year. I remember doing a couple with you. I filled in on midday morning show. It's like after the 4th of July, especially in the NFL, is like the tried and true dead period of the sports calendar.
It is.
And so I'm sitting here last week. I'm like, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to do? And then lo and behold, LeBron James has opted to no longer play with the Los Angeles Lakers. And then a couple of days later on Friday, Rich Paul listing the Denver Nuggets as one of the possible destinations for one of the all-time great players in LeBron James. And I was like, please don't sign before Monday. Please.
I know. It's like, we need something
give us
to talk
something
about.
with some meat on the bone to talk about. So there's some Jaylen Brown stuff, obviously a couple of signings as well. So there actually is quite a bit of meat on the bone when it comes to the Denver sports scene right now.
But you know what, AP? There's always something to talk about. There's one thing that I started to learn doing this job is I'm the same as you. It's like, damn, what are we going to talk about today? And then all of a sudden, something comes down. And it's like, wow, okay.
Spivak sends the list.
Whether it's good, whether it's bad, our Drew's going to make sure that we're ready to go. Yep. And that's exactly what this is all about. And now it's about being entertaining, having a little bit of fun, and going after it. And now we're talking about LeBron James, LBJ. By the way, that was my favorite player when I was young.
Really?
Now, I stopped being a fan of his when he started to jump team to team.
Oh, you and I are the same.
Okay.
I had a LeBron James, by the way, quick story. My dad, when I was playing like middle school basketball, I wanted the LeBron James sneakers so bad. My dad sat me down, looked me in the eye, and said, "You're getting Jordans. I know you want these LeBrons, but we're going to get you the Jordans." But I had one of those throwback LeBron James red Cleveland Cavaliers jerseys.
Yes.
And this is when landlines were still a thing. Like I'm in that weird era of like I remember the world pre-smartphone, and I'll never forget being on the phone with my buddy for 3 or 4 hours, like waiting for this decision to go down. And we all wanted him to stay with Cleveland. Obviously, we all know what happens with Jim Gray, goes to Miami. I took duct tape and crossed out the name James and everything but the 23,
Oh, no.
and then wore that to basketball practice.
You talk about landlines. They used to be on the phone. You have your girlfriend or your boys. Mom gets on the other line. Hey, it's time to hang the phone up.
Right, yep.
So LBJ, AP, how do you feel about that? Me and ZB went back and forth, and I know we're going to discuss it all day. But for you, just in general, how do you feel about LeBron James maybe becoming a Denver Nugget?
I think it's incredible, and I actually posted the clip of you and CB going back and forth last week about how you're talking about, maybe this doesn't make them the best in the West and all that kind of stuff, which I think is a fair point. But look, and let me come out and say this too. I'll say it now. I'll say it multiple times throughout the course of the next 3 days. Michael Jordan will always be my GOAT. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've had that conversation for time and time again, right? But I can respect and acknowledge just how incredible and impactful LeBron James is as a basketball player. And I understand, he's on the back nine of his career, and apparently golf, if you believe those rumors, is a major factor into what decision he might make with regards to what team he'll play for. But anytime you have the opportunity to add somebody of LeBron James's caliber, you're naturally going to be interested. There's no way the Nuggets are worse if they bring in LeBron.
And I'm with you on that, right? As much as I'm going back and forth on, like, hey, bringing in LeBron James, does that make you a contender? Of course, because you have Jokic. But my whole thing is, it's not just about contending, it's about winning, right? The window is, if it's open, it's now. Jokic still in his prime. All right, if you bring in LeBron James, who's leaving, who's staying? Are you keeping everybody? Are you paying Payton Watson? There's so many ways you can take this. But if LBJ decides he wants to be a Denver Nugget, I'll be on board. I want to see what it looks like. I'm with you.
I've got buddies that despise LeBron James and don't respect LeBron James, and the first thing out of their mouths is like it's hypocritical. But they're like, I'm lining up to get the jersey, right? Like he would be, and this is not an understatement, LeBron James would be the most popular player of all time to put on a Denver Nugget.
No, it would be fun to watch, and everybody will be lined up, and the tickets will be flowing, and people will probably overcharge to go see LeBron James and Jokic. But with that being said, AP, I still don't think that bringing in LeBron James would put us over the hump, over the top to win another championship. And that's where I'm at with things. Like, does this truly move that needle to win a championship with a 41-year-old who will be 42 by the time the season starts? I don't believe so. Also, who are you giving up when LBJ is in the building? Who is he taking over? Is he taking over AG's spot? What are you going to do with CB? Are we still going to sign Payton Watson? Like, what happens?
But doesn't it get you closer to that goal of winning a championship? Like, LeBron James makes you better, yes or no?
Does it make you better? A little bit.
Don't overthink it.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But tell me, why would it make us better? How is it going to make us better?
You're talking about an all-time talent who, yes, like I said, is on the back nine of his career, but can still very much play. Look at what he averaged last year for the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, he's not what he was in Miami. He's not what he was in Cleveland, but he's still an effective player. Like, this isn't like Michael Jordan going to the Wizards. You're still getting a guy, like, even before the news that LeBron James was leaving the Lakers, you could make the argument that if he were to be a free agent, which of course we now know that he is, he'd be the most valuable free agent on the market. And so I think especially when you talk about whose spot is he taking, this and that, like, I think there's some flexibility there.
But who's he? So
I'm
starting.
Well, I think here's the other thing is they're going to bring him in on a vet min if they were to bring him in. Is Peyton Watson still here? Is Cam Johnson still here? Right? Like, I talked about it with Jake on our show, Shapiro and Piro. I think it's time to introduce Aaron Gordon to a spot on the bench when it comes to playing consistently.
But see, I'm okay with that. But the issue is, AG, he's making a lot of money.
He is.
So almost $32 million to sit on the bench. If you put CB on the bench, that's $25 million on the bench.
But
you're in a lose-or-lose situation.
Aaron Gordon played bench minutes last year with how on and off the court he was.
Well, he was forced to because of the injury.
Right. It's a designation, though. Like, right. And the reality of the situation is with Aaron Gordon moving forward, priority number one is health. And healthy for the playoffs. And if that means instead of having this huge burden of starting minutes and this and that, if you rely on Aaron Gordon a bit more of a spurt spot, I think that makes the most sense. Now, I agree with you. I don't know if Denver's going down that route, but we're at the point here where you can essentially pencil in or pen in, write in, whatever you want to call it, Aaron Gordon to miss 25-plus games in a season. Like, that's just where we're at. I hate to admit that, but this is now 2 years in a row of Aaron Gordon not being healthy, which is, in some degree, kind of crippled this Nuggets team.
No, and I also understand, look, LBJ, he'll bring you the points. We know that, but AP, last year, the Denver Nuggets were the best at scoring. All right, they were number one in the NBA. Right. Scoring wasn't the issue. It's defense. And even if you have LBJ and he can play solid defense for you, he's not going to be consistent because he's just old. All right, you're 41 years old. You're not going to go out there every single night and play really good defense. All right, now every once in a while against bigger opponents, yes, he'll lock in. But is that still enough? If you still have Jamal Murray and you have Jokic, those two are not playing defense for you. And you have someone like LeBron James he'll play defense every so often. He's halfway in, halfway out when it comes to defense because he's older.
Yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying. To me, there's no situation.
You don't care about defense.
No,
huh?
it's not that I don't care about defense. It's like, where are they getting legitimately better defensively with guys on vet mins? Like, and I understand, like, LeBron is not the defensive anchor or defensive answer, but you can't sit here and say bringing in LeBron James would make the Nuggets worse. Like, if they ran it back completely in its totality and you add LeBron James to the mix.
If you run it back with this unit that was not good defensively and you add another offensive guy, then what?
Then what is your answer to improve the defense?
The answer is that's the thing. The issue is there's not a lot of guys still out there.
Correct.
But you're gonna have to find these fringe players that can play some good defense.
But you can still find those fringe players.
Because AP, at the end of the day, even if you bring everybody back and you don't play defense, all right, you're not beating the Spurs, you're not beating the Thunder. Hell, you probably won't beat the Rockets. It seems like everybody else around us is getting better and they're better defensively, but we're sitting here still the same because we haven't signed anybody or we don't know what we're going to do with LeBron James. If you don't play good defense in the NFL, NBA, in hockey, NHL, you are not winning a championship.
Yeah, I hear you, but I think what you make a lot of sense, you do, but I don't think bringing in LeBron replaces. Like, it's not like you're taking someone off the team that doesn't play good defense, right? Like, if you move Aaron Gordon around, and depending on how you construct the lineup, like, that's going to be a problem no matter what. So I'm looking at defense as still this lingering question that we have to see how this team is going to answer, but also kind of call it short-sighted. You have an opportunity, business aside, to bring in an all-time great player to play with another all-time great player in his prime.
Just say that's all you want to see. You don't necessarily care about wins. You just want to see LeBron James and Jokic so that you can say that these two great players are playing on the same team.
Let me ask you this real quick before we hit a break. If LeBron's on the team last year, do they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Ooh, probably not because LeBron doesn't play defense. He's not playing.
All right.
We had enough offense.
All right. Let's roll this over. What about the Nuggets makes it attractive for LeBron James? Is Denver truly a destination opportunity for LeBron? We'll talk about that when we come back right here on The Drive.
The Nuggets summer is heating up, and the biggest questions are still on the table. Will Nikola Jokic sign an extension or keep Denver holding its breath? Could a blockbuster Jamal Murray trade reshape the roster? And with Payton Watson hitting restricted free agency, what does the core look like moving forward? Stay locked in. Denver Sports has you covered all offseason long. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know for sure there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now, listening to this beautiful voice while you drive down the street, that are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that's the case, then you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with that perfect diamond engagement ring, celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something big for yourself, this is where it's all going to begin for you at Williams Jewelers. Close your eyes and imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and of course, their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, plus the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secret to the business with you, but they're going to sit you down and give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
There are so many out-of-state roofing companies, and roofing companies claiming to be locally owned, yet owned by out-of-state private equity firms.
Denver Roof Pros is the real deal. We are truly locally owned and operate right out of Denver.
We've been serving the Front Range and the Eastern Plains from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs for 10 years.
Choose local. Choose DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're a guy over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, you need to know about PAE, prostate artery embolization. It's minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're back home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatments with near zero impact on sexual function. Top-tier radiologists, boutique setting, personalized care in Lakewood. Go to coloradoae.com.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at Bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Hey, it's Mike Evans with all these Bluebird days in Colorado. Enjoy the view through energy-efficient windows from Bluebird Windows and Doors. Through July, it's their Buy More, Save More event. Save up to 20% on your window and door projects. And when you mention you heard it from me, you'll save an extra 5%. Bluebird's family-owned, serving the Front Range for over a decade with windows, doors, and siding built for Colorado's harsh climate. Financing is available. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Usually when something sounds way too good to be true, it is. Imagine someone says you can cut your mobile bill in half. Sounds like a fantasy, but with Xfinity Mobile, it's a real deal. Because when you have Xfinity Internet, you can cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year, no commitment. That's a lot of streaming, sharing, scrolling, and whatever else you can do with your phone, all for half the price and none of the commitment. What that means, you'll save big over Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Now all you have to do is think about how you'll spend all that extra money. Call 1-800-XFINITY, go to XfinityMobile.com, or visit a local Xfinity store to switch today. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Savings compare one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes and fees extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Because they offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries. And they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is inning, INNING. Text inning to 303-703-1043 right now for your chance to win a $250 gas card. That's inning to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, LeBron James to the Nuggets is an extremely polarizing topic in the world of Denver sports. Nilo Piro in for Zach By alongside my guy Phillip Lindsay. Hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line if you guys want to get involved in this conversation. I mean, all you got to do is utter the words LeBron Denver or LeBron Nuggets, and it's like half the people are all in, half the people hate it. And I understand that, like, LeBron is an extremely polarizing figure, but let's kind of frame the conversation this way, Phil.
Well, damn, we could go at me.
Well, no, because we're talking about fitting that. But, like, what would make LeBron want to come to Denver in the first place, right? Yeah. Because we saw that video that came out from Rich Paul with a handful of different teams that are in consideration, in the running for LeBron James. Obviously, notably, his two former teams in the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat. The Denver Nuggets are on that list. Minnesota's been floated out there. Philadelphia now having Jaylen Brown. I believe San Antonio is out there, too. But, like, let's put ourselves in LeBron's shoes. Okay. What is the most attractive place to continue your career if you're LeBron James? And is it Denver?
I mean, I guess it comes down to, like, what is his mind frame? Like, is his mindset to win another championship, which it should be? If that's the case, you're going to probably go to a team that you know has a great chance to win, like the Spurs or OKC. In this case, he's not going to go to OKC. We know that he could maybe go to the Spurs. I don't know if that's what he really wants. I think the next option would probably be maybe the Warriors, where he can partner up with Steph Curry, Draymond Green, all right, Jimmy Buckets, plus him.
Well, they're going to trade Jimmy, I think.
Okay, and if
that's
they do,
going to be, I'm seeing the Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Jason Terry press conference with Brooklyn playing in my head when you say that.
But I'm just saying, maybe that's what he wants, to put butts in seats in California, have one last ride with his boy, because we know he's really good friends with Steph Curry, and you go that route. So I think it's between the Warriors, someone like the Spurs, and then, of course, the Denver Nuggets because of Jokic, and Jokic still being in his prime, AP.
Right, and I think it's very important to say, like, the Nuggets might pick LeBron, but there's no guarantee. I think it's actually a small chance that LeBron ends up picking the Nuggets, right? I think everything is going to have to go correctly, and Josh Kroenke is going to have to pitch his rear end off to ultimately get LeBron James here. I mean, you got to think about it. Like, when it comes to the history of big free agent signings for the Denver Nuggets, not trades, free agent signings. Do you remember, like, how big of a deal it was when they brought in Paul Millsap?
Oh, yes.
Right? And I think it was the Montbello Rec Center. They did the introductory press conference and all that kind of stuff. I mean, when I think of free agent pitches the Nuggets have made, I hate to admit, but one of the first thing that comes to mind is when they pitched Dwayne Wade after he was done with Miami, and Dwayne Wade kind of put out like this sympathy tweet after the fact when he ended up, I believe he went to Chicago or Cleveland, in what order, I don't remember exactly, but he's like, thank you to the Nuggets organization for wowing me, right? Like, the Nuggets don't have a good history here of luring these types of free agents.
Okay, AP. What would your pitch be to LeBron James to get him here?
I think it's simple. You're playing with an all-time great player in Nikola Jokic, who's still in the prime of his career, right? Because if you go to Golden State, you're playing with Steph, but Steph is also inching closer and closer to the end of his career, and Golden State hasn't been all that competitive in the last couple of seasons as it pertains to winning a championship. You can look at LeBron and say, I've got Nikola Jokic, I've got Jamal Murray. Okay, you're going to come here. We'll figure out Payton Watson because he's also a clutch player with the agent.
I'm pretty sure LeBron James wants someone like P. Watt because of his youth, right? Youth in defense.
And
defense wins championships.
And I think Nikola Jokic plays the exact style of basketball that LeBron James wants to play in this final stage of his career. Talking about team first passing kind of basketball nirvana is how I like to describe it. You're loaded with talent. You're loaded with a team that's built to win, and you're going to be the third option, right? You don't have to be LeBron doesn't have to be the second best player guaranteed every night because you have a team that's built to win. Like if he goes to Golden State, like LeBron's going to have to play like Lakers LeBron. If LeBron comes to Denver, I think there's obviously going to be pressure wherever he goes.
Yeah,
but you have a team that's ready and built to win.
But do you think LBJ wants to be a third option? I know that when LBJ decided to be that third option with the Lakers won a lot of games, and LeBron James actually did really, really good in his role. Do you believe that he's willing to do that again here in Denver?
I mean, I don't think the reports about him willing to take a vet min would indicate otherwise then. Like LeBron, if LeBron's taking a vet min, there has to be some understanding of what that comes with.
If LeBron takes a vet min, it's not going to be here in Denver. It's going to be with a team that he knows that it's a damn near sure thing that they're going to the NBA Finals.
Right.
I believe that if he comes here, he's not going to want just the vet man. He's going to want a little bit more. Now, I don't know what that looks like.
I disagree.
Why? Because AP, even if you're trying to pitch to someone like LeBron to get here, do you truly believe even having LeBron on the team gives us a best chance to win the championship this year?
I think it gives them a better chance to win the championship than when they ended up last year. And that's where I think it comes down to his pal Josh Kroenke, who he's jumping off yachts with, to go out there and make the pitch of his lifetime. If Josh Kroenke lands LeBron James, all of the ugly feelings and bad feelings and frustration for the fan base will dissipate. You'll have an all-time player alongside an all-time player in his prime in Nikola Jokic with an ultimate Robin and Jamal Murray.
We weren't close last year, AP. So we're LeBron James away from the NBA Finals when we got bounced out of the first round.
You're having a better chance.
We
against
won
the NBA
only
Final.
2 games. In the first round.
And again, I'm a Jordan guy. Michael Jordan's my GOAT. I think you're underselling how good LeBron James is still.
No, what I'm saying is LeBron James is 41 years old. All right, he's past
and he's still
going to
give you 25.7 rebounds and a handful of assists.
Points have never been the issue with this team. It's been everything else. One, staying healthy, which is hard to keep a 41-year-old healthy if you're going to play in 82 games plus the postseason. Also, it comes down to what I said before. It's defense. In LBJ, if you want to go to a team, you're going to go to a team full of young, hungry guys that are willing to play defense, so all you have to do is score. You're 41 years old. You don't want to be running up and down the court on both sides doing what you have to do when you were back in the day. That's not how it works.
Look, you make a good point. Let me ask you this because I want to get Dante's opinion on this situation.
Yeah.
Is Denver the best fit for LeBron James?
Best fit, yes. Because it's the best fit because you're with Jokic. Jokic likes to get the ball around. LBJ likes to get the ball around. I think they can fit well together. But if you want to win a championship, you're going to go somewhere else other than Denver because Denver is not there yet. All right, Jamal Murray has to prove that he can do exactly what he did this year. Okay, Cam Johnson.
They won a championship, though, with Jamal Murray.
Okay, but also Jamal Murray played the best basketball of his life, and they did not get out of the first round, and Jamal Murray did not show up.
Dante Gomez, are the Nuggets, first and foremost, what's up, dude? Hope you had a good
What's up,
July. Are the Nuggets the best fit for LeBron James in his career moving forward?
I think it's actually Minnesota. It's a team that is close, but not quite there. And I know that's not what Denver wants to hear right now. But, I mean, the starting lineup of Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, LeBron James, Jaden McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert, there's no holes there. You have the defense that Phil's talking about. Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels is a dog. Everyone in Denver learned that in the first round this series. You have shooters. Jaden McDaniels can score. LeBron can obviously score. LaMelo can score. Ant can score. So it really takes a lot off his plate in terms of playmaking and defense, where he just gets to kind of play basketball and do whatever kind of fits in that offense there. So I still think it's Minnesota. I don't think he's going to Minnesota. It just feels like an odd place for him to finish his career. That's almost like the Joe Montana in Kansas City or the Jerry Rice in the Broncos jersey. So it feels like it's not likely he's going to Minnesota, but I would love to see basketball-wise what that would look like.
I think you can make an argument for Minnesota. I think you just made an excellent one. I think Minnesota, if he's serious about winning a championship, I think Minnesota and Denver are probably his two best options.
I also thought it was really funny on the whiteboard that every team scenario only has 4 players, and Rich Paul and LeBron James are basically just deciding what the starting lineup would be. Like if you look at the Nuggets one, it's Murray, Johnson, Gordon, Jokic.
Right.
Those are the only names listed.
Right.
They're just kicking Christian Brown out of the starting
As
lineup.
they should right now. CB has to earn his right to be on that court, man.
They won a championship with CB coming off the bench, but he's not getting paid like a bench player anymore. I will say this. I think Philly, especially now that they have Jaylen Brown, I think that's an interesting place. And I forget what the connection is. I forget. It's someone in their front office that I think grew up with LeBron. I know that's been a narrative that's been floated around on social media since this whole thing broke. But you had Jaylen Brown, you've got Embiid and Maxey. LeBron, that's kind of plug and play. But I'll come out and say this, and we'll revisit this conversation throughout the course of the program. To me, Phil, it's Cleveland until it ain't. Ooh. And I don't know how well he fits necessarily with James Harden and Spida Mitchell, but does he really want to start over in a new market? Like, that's why I actually think Denver has a chance, because if he does, I think the Nuggets and the allure of playing, like, you can make an argument, like, legitimately, that Nikola Jokic would be the best teammate LeBron James has ever had in his career. Like, just accomplishments, accolades, prime, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, Kyrie, Dwayne Wade as well in the running, but Jokic would surely be on the Mount Rushmore. But ultimately, we'll see what LeBron James decides to do. We'll revisit this conversation throughout the course of the program. All right, let's hit a quick break. When we come back, let's talk about the World's game, the United States. Big game against Belgium coming up later. We'll break that down, and we'll see if the Stars and Stripes can advance to the next round. That's next.
The countdown is on. Broncos training camp is less than a month away. Rookies report July 22nd. Veterans hit Broncos Park powered by Common Spirit on the 28th. Bo Nix is expected back at full speed. Sean Payton skipping joint practices to maximize every rep. And it all builds toward a season opener on Monday Night Football against the Chiefs. From camp battles to kickoff, Denver Sports has you covered. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run, because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Okay, I admit it. At 303 Law 4040, we like to have a little fun with the made-for-TV lawyers who pretend that they're from Colorado. In reality, they live in places like Chicago, Arizona, Texas. Heck, one guy flies in from New York City. New York City! Just so he can do his commercial and fly back home. Crazy thing happening here in Colorado. Outside private equity funds are pouring millions of advertising dollars to prop up these guys and get them to pretend they are local voices that you can trust. So what really happens when you call one of those pretend made-for-TV lawyers? Here's an example. A young man was hurt. He called one of those guys. The insurance company said, nah, we're denying the claim. No money for you. His made-for-TV lawyer said, sorry. So his friend said, you need to call 303 Law 4040. We took the case and told the insurance company their denial was BS. And they said, you're right. Here's all the money. If you've been injured, don't waste your time calling a pretend made-for-TV lawyer. Call 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. It's 303 Law 4040.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, there are a few stories bigger in sports than LeBron James being a free agent, but I think the biggest story in sports right now, the biggest sporting event, of course, is the World Cup. But obviously, the news that came down about the United States and the ability to have Flo Balogun out in the field tonight after the red card situation kind of dissipated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's not make it political, but President Trump made a call and this and that, and whoop. Flo Balogun's going to be able to play tonight, and he's been not even arguably, I think the best player for the United States in this tournament. And look, the World Cup to me, Phil, it's one of my favorite sporting events. It might be my favorite sporting event, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Like every 4 years, like I get up for it. I mean, the games yesterday were sensational, and Erling Haaland doing what he did against Brazil and Mexico. I noticed Alex Portola wasn't at work today, so maybe he's licking his wounds, feeling some type of way about that one
right now.
You know, but that was an all-time classic game against England last night. And then now you got the United States coming up here tonight against Belgium, a team that has been kind of tricky for them in years past. I think Dante and I were talking about it before the show, and you as well. Like, I remember, I think it was 2014, where it was the Tim Howard game, and Tim Howard was just going crazy and crazy and crazy. And I believe that's what Jurgen Klinsmann, I want to say, was the manager for the United States back then. And look,
you and I were in college at that time.
I was in high school.
Were you still in high school?
I was in high school. I was, I think, going into my junior year of high school.
I was in college, so I remember that game. Tim Howard, and actually Tim Howard used to like to come to Boulder for a good time.
Yeah, play for the Rapids a little bit. And, you know, Tim Howard's one of the all-time great American soccer players. Like him, Landon Donovan, Clint Dempsey are the three that come to mind for me. Yep. But you're talking about a team that was kind of had that happy to be here mentality in 2014, at least in my perspective, compared to this team, where I know kind of leading up to the World Cup, there was some wishy-washy kind of expectations. But
I'm going to raise my hand. I was like, hey, like, I'm just happy we're here. I didn't know what to expect out of Team USA, what they were going to do, and then look at us now. Like,
right.
We have a chance.
It feels like a team that is also, outside of the final group stage game, has gotten progressively better as the tournament's gone along. And look, Belgium's no easy foe, but they are an aging team, and you think about the game they had to win to get to this spot to play against the United States, you know, with a little bit limited time off, the extra time, everything that kind of comes with that. I mean, the United States find themselves in a position, not only is this the most important game in United States soccer history for the national team, but they're the favorite in this matchup.
A baby favorite, right?
A slight favorite, right? But it shows you how far we've come as a nation, and obviously we'll see what happens at the end of this Portugal and Spain game tied up at 0-0 with a few minutes left to go. The winner of United States and Belgium will play them. But the fact that we're in this position, and there's a confidence that I feel like comes with it tonight, Phil.
Oh, no doubt. And this is the thing. This is the beauty about what's being done here with Team USA and just the World Cup in general is you don't have to necessarily know soccer to root for USA. And so everybody is on board. Everybody's excited for this game. You're tuning in. You're learning about it maybe for the first time. It kind of reminds me of the four nations and what they did at the beginning of all this and how everybody just kind of came together because it's Team USA.
Similar vibe.
In this situation, we have a chance this year. It's fun. USA scoring goals. All right, they're keeping the possession. They are tempo, right? It's more of a tempo team where they're more physical and they're running up and down as fast as they can, and they have that stamina right now to help out. And so if they can do that with Belgium being an older team, I think that we do have the upper hand. And of course, someone like Flo, who's going to be playing, that I think he's going to play tonight. He's going to have to come up big.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the big story, right? And I'm literally sitting there this morning, drinking my morning coffee with my girlfriend, and I'm playing the Donald Trump video that came out today about him saying, I made the call to FIFA, this and that. And my girlfriend literally turned to me, she's like, is this real? And I was like, yeah, it is. Here we go, right? Flo Balogun, everything that kind of came with FIFA rescinding. Yeah. Or I forget the exact terms. I believe they suspended the red card. So I don't know necessarily what that means moving forward should the United States win, but look, I feel pretty confident in saying Phillip Lindsay, unless he gets another red card, will probably be able to play the rest of the way for the United States. But this is a story that has taken over the sports, not the United States sports, like the sports world by storm for the world's game. And you have to wonder, has this maybe got a little out of proportion? Does this maybe become a distraction now? We know how important Flo has been to this United States national team, but it feels like this story is now taking on a life of its own.
But a distraction for who? If you're Team USA, the players, you don't care. Your best player's playing. That's all that matters. For Flo, he doesn't care either because for him, it's all I care about is being there with my teammates, finding a way to win this game. It's not his issue that FIFA decided to rescind it or suspend it and let him play in this game. And also, if you do look at the play, and this is just me talking, if you do look at the play, I don't believe that it was a red card. It should have been a yellow card, if anything, and you move on from there, right? Yeah, if you do it again, now you have 2 yellows, boom, you're done. But for that ref to just go from not even yellow and you go straight to red during the World Cup when it's one of your best players, if not the best player right now for Team USA, that's what I have an issue with. And so I'm okay that Flo's playing. That's everybody else's issue, not ours. It's not going to be a distraction.
I think it was a bit of a weak call as well. I mean, there's that viral kind of comparison of a play that Lionel Messi had earlier in the tournament that appeared to essentially be the same thing for Flo Balogun that did not yield a red card. Look, it's controversial whichever way you slice it. I mean, just the opening line in this statement from Belgium, quote, the Royal Belgian Football Association is astonished by FIFA's decision to declare suspended United States player Flo Balogun eligible to play in the USA-Belgium match on Monday, July the 6th. Look, it's a huge, huge decision. Obviously, it's a critical player. And let's call a spade, maybe a little home cooking, right? But I also thought there was maybe a little bit of home cooking last night with Mexico getting 11 minutes in added time in the second half, right? I think it kind of cuts both ways here. If I'm a Belgian fan or if I'm from Belgium, I'm probably feeling some type of way. But you and I sitting here, red, white, and blue, 250th anniversary of America.
That's humans. That's human nature. If it's happening to you and it's helping and benefiting you, you're going to be okay with it. But if it's not, then you're going to have an issue. If that was Belgium and it was one of their star players that was able to play, nobody would say a damn thing. If you're Belgium, you're going to be happy. That's exactly what we're doing here.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's and here's the other thing. FIFA as an organization, this and that and refs and scandal and this and blah blah, it's never gonna be the way that it should be, right? There's always a little fishiness when it comes to FIFA, and ultimately I'm not surprised. I'm really not. Obviously I'm happy for the United States that Flo is gonna be able to play tonight, but it is absolutely a massive story that I think is surprising to a lot of people in the international soccer community. Ultimately, we'll see what happens with Flo tonight. What if he goes out there and scores a couple of goals? How does Belgium respond? Do they protest the game? Right? There's now another layer beyond just the
once
sport
you play,
of football.
You're playing. You can protest all you want. All right? It is what it is.
Well, I heard
at this
Jake
point.
and James bring this up. It was the African Cup, I believe, and I forget the 2 countries that were involved, but one of the teams was upset at how the game was being officiated, or maybe there was a call, and they straight up, I think it was Algeria, and I'm forgetting the second team now, but they straight up just stopped playing the game. The coach said, get off the field. We're not finishing this match, right? And they forced the hand of the organization to go to court and go through litigation and this and that.
Let's just say Belgium decides to do that. Hey, we're not going to play this game. It's a bad look for not just the World Cup and everything going on, but for them to do that. So, like, with that being said, I believe they're going to play the game. They're going to say something about it if they lose. That's just about being a poor sport. And you go on from there. But if you win, if Belgium wins, then they're going to be sitting here saying, like, we did it with them even cheating.
You know what's
So
crazy,
I don't
guys,
care.
about this? Like, the Belgium is treating Flo Balogun like he's the second coming of Lionel Messi.
Right.
We're not even talking about the best player on the United States team. We're talking about, like, a key player, but not the best player
But he's
on the
the
team.
one scoring the goals.
He's the one scoring the goals, but it's not like we're talking about Lionel Messi. Like, how shook is Belgium that they're so worried about Flo Balogun? Like, dude, they may already think that they're cooked, and which is why they're so worried about this guy.
Yeah, I mean, look,
might
it's
be
an
onto something.
aging. Like, how much more can Lukaku do in his career, right? Like,
Not much.
Like,
And De Bruyne, they're both
Right.
at the end of it.
Like, it is not just the back nine; it's whole 18 for this Belgian national squad when it's all said and done. And by the way, Spain just went up 1-0 over Portugal. A few minutes left to play. So, assuming this score holds, the winner of tonight's game between the U.S. and Belgium will go on to play España, who's one of the co-favorites entering into the tournament. Okay, let's hit a break. When we come back to the Nuggets, but not LeBron right now. Let's talk about Peyton Watson, some interesting developments about his future with the team. That's next.
Colton, Drury, and Nichushkin all gone. New faces are already in the fold, with the entire blue line back as well after a Western Conference final sweep that still stings. How will the Avs retool around McKinnon for another cup run? Every trade, every signing, every take. Denver Sports has you covered all summer long. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, it's Zach here. Are you seeing cracks in your home's drywall or foundation? Call Homestrong. Their highly qualified technicians provide free inspections and quotes. With 20-plus years experience in the foundation repair and concrete industry, one thing is certain. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Robbie Dino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases, 300 trials. Let's face it, divorce is really impactful. You may have a controlling spouse. You may have a violent spouse. You may have been a victim of a domestic violence. You may be wrongfully accused of domestic violence. This all affects parenting rights. And let's face it, the kids are the most important. These are the things that need to be handled. They need to be handled appropriately by someone that's going to protect your kids and protect your rights. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com, 720-706-5151.
Don't care for my local hometown team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Don't get fooled by out-of-state private equity corporations that are buying local HVAC companies, offering higher prices, bad service, and shady sales tactics. Don't trust your home to someone out of state when you have the best company right here in town. ROX are experts in local energy rebates and tax credits to save you money only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX rocks heating and air.
Well, Lorenzo, the pitch looked good.
Yeah, so green.
USA keeper was decent enough.
Didn't have much to do.
99 minutes.
Not a single goal. Well, Bet365 sure came through, though. I bet $10 and got $150 in bonus bets, just for signing up.
At least someone scored.
Bet365.
Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Colorado. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
Is your health telling you it's time to lose weight? High blood pressure, rising cholesterol, joint pain, or more medications don't have to be your future. Colorado Fat Loss can help people lose 20 to 40 pounds naturally in about 60 days and keep it off. Schedule a free consultation at coloradofatloss.com. That's coloradofatloss.com.
All new drinks are now at McDonald's, with refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice-cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all-new drinks are here, now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine.
You know that feeling, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of bills, wondering how you got here? Credit cards, car payments, subscriptions you forgot about. It all piles up. But here's the thing. If you own a home, you're sitting on the answer. American Financing can help you declutter your monthly bills into a single manageable payment. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture, not just one piece, all right? The average customer savings is $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there is never any upfront fees or obligation with American Financing. This is a family-owned lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. So pick up the phone and start that conversation at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or simply visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Vantage Security Systems. Invest in real security for your home or business.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
All right, Anilo Piro in for Zach By alongside my man Phillip Lindsay. This is The Drive, Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Good conversation to open up the program about the Denver Nuggets and United States soccer. They'll play Belgium tonight, but the big story of the day, we'll get to Payton Watson here in just a moment. Actually, just coming across the timeline here in the last few minutes, and I was giving Jake and James some flack at the end of their show for talking about Jokic and Serbian basketball when we could talk LeBron and we could talk P. Watt.
Why are we talking about Jokic?
I'm like, why are we talking about, like, Serbian basketball right after the 4th of July when we've got all this other stuff? Well, it doesn't have to do with the game that was played today with Serbia, but rather some follow-up comments from Nikola Jokic after the game. The update on Nikola, I know there's been a lot of speculation, some anxiety among some people about will Nikola Jokic sign this contract extension. Here's a quote from today, just a couple of minutes ago, from Nikola. It says, quote, "My idea is to sign next summer and stay in Denver for the rest of my life." End quote. So, once again, Nikola Jokic doubling down on his desire to remain with the Denver Nuggets. But I think what's interesting here is the terminology of next summer.
Yeah.
The can is now being kicked down the road once again.
Again. And I was under the impression that, hey, Jokic is going to sign no matter what. All right, that's a lot of money to just to just leave on the table. It's almost $300 million. Why would he not sign? And now you have Jokic himself coming out of his mouth saying, look, I'm going to sign, but not right now. So if you're not willing to sign right now, when are you willing to sign? Like, why do we all think that he's going to sign the next year?
Yeah, look, I went out there and I talked to Jake Shapiro about it in one of our commercial breaks once we heard about this news, and I think it's. I'm not worried about Nikola Jokic not signing. I'm not, and I understand that there's some people that are going to take it that way.
I was going to say, are you sure?
Yeah. I don't think Jokic is leaving until I see it, right? Like, I'm always going to hold the belief that Jokic will be a Nugget for life. And that's because of his personality. That's because I think the Nuggets are going to do everything in their power to make sure that they give him what he wants.
Then why not sign right now?
Because I think he makes more money by waiting.
AP, we talked about this. Like it's not going to be like the jump from last year to this year. Okay, it's going to be a little bit more, of course. But why not just make sure that you have this money secured.
Because
right?
he already has generational wealth secured. I understand we're talking about gazillions of dollars on top of that, but this is a guy who's got a 9-figure contract already.
So it's about the money. So you're telling me right now for Jokic that he's saying, hey, I can get a little bit more money next year, and this is why I'm going to sign next year.
I think it's partially that. I think it's to have that flexibility, which is the buzzword from the Nuggets this offseason. But I also think it is to put a little bit of accountability on the franchise. Now, I think there's a big difference between holding the franchise accountable and pushing them to make certain moves and using this as leverage to peace out in a couple of years. I do think when you keep that door open, it's going to make Ben Tenzer and John Wallace and Josh Kroenke say, hey, like, we haven't put pen to paper yet. The moment Jokic puts pen to paper is the moment that if they wanted to, the Nuggets front office could let off the gas. I don't think that's going to be the case, but when that's still unsettled, they have every reason to go all in with this guy.
AP, now I'm going to say this because I was all in. I said, hey, there's a 99% chance that Jokic signs this contract, and I thought it was going to be this year. But with the new information that was just given to us about Jokic saying he's going to postpone it and push it back until next summer, there's a reason for that. And it doesn't have to do with money. Jokic has all the money in the world, and if he wants to make more, he can do endorsements. And, of course, if he waits, he'll get his money. But it can't be about money now. It is about putting pressure on the organization. It is about seeing what it looks like this year and then deciding if he really wants to sign the paper or not, or become a free agent where he can go out there and pick his team if he really wants to. But it's starting to I'm starting to get nervous. Okay. I really am starting to get nervous where for Jokic it's like, yo, either you guys get me the right team or I'm not signing back here. That's what it feels like.
And I think your feelings are valid. I think any Nugget fan is going to be nervous again until that pen goes to paper. And look, to me, it would have to be an absolute disaster for Nikola Jokic to lead this organization. It really, really would. And that's where guys like James and I think Dan Jacobs have talked about it a little bit. Or I don't know if Dan has. I know James has. Like,
what does the disaster look like? This year we got out of the first round, only won 2 games. If you're a Denver Nuggets fan, like, what's a disaster? Not making the postseason?
Yes, that's a disaster.
Come on.
And probably for a couple of years, right? Like I think it is going the opposite direction. And I understand the Nuggets have kind of been going the opposite direction since winning the championship, but they're still in the realm of competitive, right? Like, even entering this last season, and we all understand how this last season played out, we still looked at Denver as a championship contender.
We did, but you know what? There's context to it when you start to really dig deep.
Right.
All right, these teams, they were tanking. A lot of them were tanking. All right, when it comes to, like, getting there to the postseason, we weren't good enough, and we got beat by backups. So when you look at it, yeah, we won a bunch of games, but you didn't do what you needed to do, and you weren't even close. And those were Jokic's words. So it seems like it is getting worse. And so if you're Jokic, you're taking that step back saying, hey, I really want to see if we are getting better. But if they get bounced out the first round again, do you truly believe Jokic is going to sign here? I don't know. Because if he was going to sign here, he would already do it. He would do it this year because money is not an issue. He's putting pressure on the organization because he's tired of not getting to the mountaintop. He wants to be able to be at that table where some of the great players, the greatest players that play the game are, where they have multiple championships. And Jokic is looking for that. And for us to just sit here and think that we know Jokic best is so naive. And I think Jokic is making that clear right now, that he's willing to do whatever it takes to put pressure on this organization, or you know what, we may lose a talent like Jokic. And you know what, if that happens, woo, do you know how much heat Ben Tenzer, John Wallace, and Josh Kroenke are going to get?
Oh, that fan base will never recover. I mean, dude, like, when I first started covering the Nuggets, it was Jokic's rookie season. Like, this is before he became what we know him as, right? I mean, you could sit lower bowl 15 rows back for about $15, right? Like it was the opposite of a basketball town. Like, and obviously the city is rallied around the Nuggets as they have the Avalanche. I think it's a bit of a different complexion when it comes to the two fan bases. But point being, like, when there's not a good product on the court, the fans do not show up. Like, it's not like the Knicks in Madison Square Garden where, like, that place is going to be packed, and not a fair comparison, or the Lakers, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
It's a mid-market what Denver is, right? But I'm kind of in believe it. I'll believe it when I see it mode when it comes to Nikola. And I understand, like I said, I validate your opinions. I validate the opinion of the Nugget fan out there.
Thank
but
you.
Like,
Thank you.
You're welcome. But it's also like, to me, it's like, isn't it fair to say he's a contrarian? Isn't it fair to say Jokic has always done things his way since he's had the ability to? Like, Nikola Jokic has never been a normal NBA superstar. Like, a normal NBA superstar.
Until now, where now he's starting to flex a little bit. You don't think this is a flex? You
I
don't
think it's a
he's
subtle.
sitting here?
I think he's accomplishing two things at the same time.
What is
That's
he
what I
doing?
think it is. Again, I think he's setting himself up for financial flexibility. And there's also the reports out there that if Jokic waits another year, he'll be able to induce a full no trade clause in his next contract. He cannot do that right now.
Okay.
So that's more flexibility that provides him.
Well, why do you do a no trade clause?
Because you don't want to go anywhere if you take him at its word.
Why would any of us want to trade Jokic? Like,
no,
that
I'm
doesn't
saying
make sense.
Jokic wants a no trade clause for himself.
But even for Jokic, like he can do, if Jokic doesn't want to be here, he doesn't have to be here. If Jokic wants to be here the rest of his life, he can be here. He gets the deciding factor no matter what he does.
Yeah, but it's
the
not-
reason why he's not signing it is he wants to put pressure because he wants Josh Kroenke to understand he is not playing these games anymore. And I think even someone like you, Anilo, you're sitting here. It seems like you're nonchalant, like, oh, he's gonna sign. And we're going to look up a year from now and we're going to be like, damn, what just happened? We just got hit, blindsided. If you're not preparing for what Jokic seems like he's trying to do. He's trying to show and tell everybody how he feels. And right now, you either make this man happy by getting the right people in the building or he's out.
Let me just give you the insight from our guy, Jake Shapiro.
All right,
I'm
please
texting with him as he's writing the story for us at DenverSports.com. Here's a little preview. Quote, this is now the second straight offseason Jokic has elected not to sign an extension. Last year, he passed on a 3-year, $206 million deal. This summer, the number jumped to 4 years, $278 million. So just by waiting, he adds a fourth year into his 30s, and what is that? $70+ million, right?
That's what you do. We understood that.
It was a smart financial play that added a guaranteed year into his mid-30s. But here we go. The 5-year max as a free agent, which is what Jokic can sign after this next offseason, a year from now. That's the real bag. It's the longest and most lucrative deal the Nuggets can offer with the no-trade clause attached, and it can only happen if Jokic hits the open market. The trade-off, it requires a full season of uncertainty in Denver where unease between the star and ownership is starting to pop up. That's from our guy Jake Shapiro's story going live at DenverSports.com. But let's analyze that at face value.
Okay.
Can you not do you believe Jokic has been truthful in what he said about the Nuggets and loving Denver and everything else leading up to this moment?
For sure.
So is it fair to assume that there could at least be a scenario where there is that mutual respect between both parties that, hey, maybe we're going to play this out and you are technically going to be an unrestricted free agent, but the understanding is he'll sign back to cash in on this 5-year extension?
AP, this is business now.
Right.
This is about his legacy. This is about him getting bounced out of the first round this year and not doing well the year before that. At some point, you have to put your foot down when you're the star player on the team saying, I need more help. This is a cry for help. This is what Jokic is doing. Not, hey,
I don't see it that way.
It's a flexibility. Jokic has all the money in the world. He does. He doesn't need another $30 million. He is set for life. It's about making sure that he's in the right spot and that he is being respected. The only way to be respected as an athlete, all right, that's a superstar, is adding the guys around him that can help him win another championship.
Yeah, but
we're
you're-
sitting
you're-
here. Do you
you're
believe
talking-
that if LeBron James doesn't come and they run it back with this team, do they win a championship, NBA Finals championship this year?
If they bring in LeBron, I think
no,
there's-
without LeBron. Just say they run it back with this
No,
unit.
probably not.
If they bring in LeBron, do they have a great chance to win the
a
championship?
better chance, I'd say.
Okay, better. It's not good enough for Jokic. Jokic has sit here, okay, and let them do their thing, and it's still not good enough. He wants to win. He wants to win right now, and this is why he's not signing that contract.
But the way you're describing Nikola Jokic is the way we would describe Michael Jordan, right? And I do believe that Jokic wants to win and wants to be competitive. But I think the way that you're looking at it is from like this ESPN analyst, like surround Jokic with talent perspective.
I'm looking at it as a former athlete that's like, hey, I want to win.
Have you met
I don't want to be on a losing team with players that don't have the same mindset as me.
And have you met any player in your time playing that is similar personality-wise to Nikola Jokic?
Then Jokic, no, not like Jokic, but we take him for granted. You act like this man's not human. He is
I
human.
agree
He
with
still
that.
bleeds. He still cries at home. He's let us know that. My man will take a time to sit down and have a drink. But also, he wants to be considered one of the greatest to do it. And how do you do that? You win championships. We all know that when it comes to the NBA. And right now, it doesn't look like the Denver Nuggets are close to winning a championship. And he said that.
Do you think Jokic feels fulfilled in his career?
No, not right now. If he felt fulfilled, he would not play anymore. He's playing because he's still chasing something.
Yeah, but no one's walking away from that kind of money.
I mean, even yes, it's the money, and maybe that's going to help him out. But also, It's knowing the game and understanding that if you're going to be talked about for a very long time, you got to win more than one championship.
And
you know
think,
that.
Look, here's the thing, though, and I believe I heard Chad Andrews talking about this. I forget which day he was on, but it was last week. He made an excellent point. And I want to make sure I'm hitting – I know I'm getting one half of it right. But, like, Nikola Jokic is closer to Bo Jackson than he is LeBron James. Like, when it comes to legacy. And I know it's a different sport. Or not Bo Jackson. Who am I thinking of? Detroit Lions running back.
Barry Sanders?
Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
There we go. Where Barry, like, did anyone think Barry was going to get up, retire, and leave?
Why do you think he did that, though?
That was for a number of different reasons, as he's gone on to explain. It wasn't all financially motivated.
It's not about financially. It's about, like, also, like, hey, what have you done for me? What can you help me out? And being respected.
But he also had enough, right? And you look at Calvin Johnson, a guy who also left at the peak of his powers. Like, we've seen players of that skill set.
But you pointed to two players that were with the Detroit Lions.
This is fair.
You like Detroit Lions that they don't win Super Bowls.
Are the Nuggets much better than the Detroit Lions in basketball terms?
The Nuggets at least won a championship with Jokic, and Jokic wants to win another one. And that's all he's telling us. It's like, hey, look, I'm willing to sign here. He wants to be a Denver Nugget for life. But what are we willing to do to make sure that he becomes a Denver Nugget for life? You know what this reminds me of? The ball is now in Josh Kroenke's court. Just like when it comes to the stadium being built for the Denver Broncos and Greg Penner, he put the ball in the city council's court. Where it's like, I want to get this done. I want to build this beautiful stadium for us fans, but it's not on him anymore. And that's exactly what Jokic is doing, where it's like, hey, look, I want to be a Denver Nugget, but it's not on me anymore to want to keep me here. You guys have to show me that you want me here by surrounding me with winners, people that can help me win right now.
I completely agree, but like let's end this conversation.
Oh,
do you believe Nikola Jokic is leaving? Because you're talking about this in competitive and championship.
I really don't know.
Do you think Nikola Jokic is not resigning his contract?
I for sure thought Jokic was going to sign that contract this year. I said I was 99% sure. Now, Zach was on the other side of it. And I said, hey, look, he is signing that contract because it's way too much money to leave on the table. But now this man's going to wait another year or go through another summer. Why is that? He's evaluating stuff. He's seeing if this is truly a true fit for him moving forward in the future. So now I'm sitting here just like Jokic seems to be. I don't know what to believe. He's leaving the door open to see what else is out there.
And I agree with you on that. I want to make that point clear. I think Jokic is doing the right thing for himself.
So we should be panicking.
No, I'm not panicking.
We should be.
I'm not. Why?
Okay,
for everything you just said, but I still believe he'll sign.
The greatest player in franchise history is leaving the door open to pretty much leave if he wants to. That's what this is all about now, AP.
Okay, but also going back to what Jake's writing for the website, like, does it also not, like, let's take everything that you just said at face value.
Yeah.
But does it also not it also makes sense to wait an extra year if you want to maximize your earnings?
If that's what you think it's about, if this is what you think it's about, if you think Jokic cares about money at this point, when that man already has hundreds of millions of dollars, you truly think it's about that anymore. This is not what it's about. It's not about money. It's about legacy.
You played in the league.
Yes.
Right, differently. But what are you doing?
But AP, I'll tell you what. NFL, you don't get guaranteed contracts.
But let's say
the NBA does.
Let's say you had a guaranteed contract, right? Like, let's say you made $100 million. You probably wouldn't be working here, which would be sad. So I'm happy.
No, I'm still working no matter
what. Let's say you had a mega contract that was guaranteed, right? And you have the opportunity to sign a second mega contract, but you've already got that first mega contract in the bank. You're good for life.
I'm with the Broncos when I was playing.
Right.
Back when I was playing, not the Broncos of now. Like the Broncos of now.
You can frame it however you want.
If I'm with the Broncos back then, all right, and we don't have an owner and we don't have an identity, why would I want to sign here? I would want to go somewhere else where I feel like there's a vision for me and have a chance to win it all. Because at some point, once you do have the money, it's about legacy. It's about legacy. It's about leaving that for your family.
So you'd go knowing that you already had the first contract in the back, you'd favor legacy.
Just like anybody else. Just like anybody else that plays. Michael Jordan, how many rings does Michael Jordan have?
6.
Okay. All right, LeBron James, why does he keep jumping from ship to ship? He's trying to get another championship.
And he was trying to make a bag along the way.
All right, all these great players, all right, it's about their legacy once they have the money, and it's about winning multiple championships. That's why we talk about Jokic like this. And for maybe you and somebody out there to say, oh, this is nothing, like he's going to sign, like I feel like that's very naive. Like, because we don't know what that man's thinking. We don't know what he's going through.
Yeah, but Jokic seems to me to be the type of guy that I don't think wants to bounce around the league.
Again. We think he's not going to bounce around the league.
And I'm going to take what he's given us and trust that. Like, I don't think the guy is going out here after a game playing for Serbia on July the 6th and confirming his desire to stay with the Nuggets if he doesn't mean it.
The fact that Jokic is even putting that out there right now.
Well, he
was quiet, but he was quiet about it. All he had to say, if someone asked a question he didn't want to answer, he could say, hey, look, I want to be a Nugget for life. But he didn't say it this time. He said that, hey, he's planning on signing next summer.
I guess I'm just trying to rationalize it through Jokic's perspective, and when I try to do that, it makes sense to me. It does.
So he should be satisfied where he's at? That man has given everything he got. He's a second-round draft pick. We didn't think of him like that. The organization didn't think of him as a superstar, but
the Nuggets
he's supposed to be
need to
happy
get better.
about it?
The Nuggets need to get better, and we'll ultimately see what happens this offseason. But you can make an argument they tried to get better last year. Trading MPJ for Cam Johnson obviously didn't work out, but they're making a move. Right. We'll see what this offseason is. That's fair. But you also have to understand, like, it's not like Golden State where you can just waltz into a Kevin Durant. Like, the CBA, and I'm not trying to use this as a cop-out, but it is fair to understand, like, it's not as linear of, like, we need to spend more to get more. Like, the CBA makes it hard to win in this league.
They're billionaires. This is their team. If they want to see it, succeed, they'll do whatever it takes. The Warriors ownership does. The owner at the Warriors does that.
No team in the new CBA era has ever won a championship in the second apron. Never. There hasn't been a repeat champion in the NBA for almost a decade now.
Okay, so that should be it. Like, hey, that's the pitch for Jokic. Hey, everybody is getting beat. Nobody's doing, three-peats anymore and all that. And like, you should be happy that we at least have one. That's not a great pitch. Like, the great pitch is we're willing to do whatever it takes to keep you here. And if we have to go into the luxury tax, although it's going to hurt my pockets, if we win out of it, I'll make more money anyway.
But do you not believe that? Have you seen the reports that came out over the weekend that they've rebuffed trade offers for Cam Johnson? That there's been no indication that the Nuggets front office, and I hate defending the organization like this because I've been grilling them too. I have, believe me. But there's been reports, and
you're working for the organization now.
No, even though but
you're working for the organization now.
I can understand where they're coming from, and again, what we've heard from reporters and like big time national guys is that there's no indication that the Nuggets are not willing to go into the second apron. They have had concrete trade offers for Cam Johnson and turned them down. The formality that I agree, that everybody thought the Nuggets were going to come into this offseason and dump AG and dump Jamal and dump Cam and cheap out and duck the tax.
They've done that multiple times. Like, there's a trend there with them. That's why everybody is thinking that that's exactly what's going to happen.
But there's no indication that's happening right now.
But you want to know why? Because Jokic was forcing their hand. And now here's another one where it's like, I'm not willing to sign. I'm going to sign next summer. What is that? It puts more pressure on them. So now it's like, not only do we have to retain everybody, but now we may have to go and sign LBJ. Oh, and we're going to have to sign Payton Watson. And we're going to have to go into the luxury tax. And we're going to have to pay the $177 million after paying all of them. That's what exactly they're going to have to do. Because Jokic is not messing around anymore, AP, and you should know that.
I'm with you. But again,
I'm relaxing. Jokic is going to sign that.
To use the Zach byline, I think two things can be true at the same time, right? I do believe that. I think, like, at the end of the day, man, I think Jokic wants to win. I think he wants to put pressure on the Nuggets, but I do think this is a move motivated more by financial flexibility. Let me ask you this, and then we'll hit a break. Is Nikola Jokic, how do I want to phrase this? Like, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, from our perspective. We don't know the man.
One of the more trustworthy athletes when it comes to his relationship and what he says publicly. Like, have you ever felt deceived by what Jokic has said?
And like I said, I have to say this again. I don't know the man. But from what I've seen, yes, it seems like a guy that truly, like, he builds his relationships off of trust and understanding and respecting and getting the respect back. But at some point, this is business, and this is his legacy, and I feel like I have to repeat it, but that's exactly what this is, and this is why this man is putting it out there. He is not signing now. It's not about money anymore.
But you talk about respect. Don't we have to respect Jokic's word at face value?
Yes.
Don't we have to take, when Jokic says, quote, oh, hold on, I lost it. I had it pulled up. But when Jokic comes out and says he has every intention to sign a contract extension next summer.
He said the idea is to sign next summer. That's the idea. Right? Like, he's thinking, like, hey, if everything goes right, then I'm going to sign next summer. He didn't say, hey, I will sign. If someone says I will, then you know, okay, he's going to sign for sure. But he's saying the idea is for me to sign next summer. Leaving everybody thinking, okay, so what if they don't win? What if they get bounced out of the first round? Then what? The idea might change.
My idea is to sign next summer and stay with Denver for the rest of my career.
Come on, AP.
Okay, and look, Jokic has sometimes said things like when it comes to like the accent and interpretation in his English that like
now you say it because
what did he say after the Minnesota game?
Good English,
My intention to be nugget for life, right? Like I have to believe the guy is truthful. Like the guy's never proved me wrong once.
It's an idea. Like he wants to sign here.
It would be like I'm trying to think like what would be what would be more surprising than Jokic leaving to me in Denver sports? I can't think of it. Like, that would be like the most surprising thing in my time, like that you could predict.
But you know what? It could happen though. Because he is
like
human.
I think Cale Makar has a better chance to leave than Jokic not resigning.
No,
that's not going to happen.
No.
That's not going to happen. But that shows you my confidence.
But you want to know why it's not going to happen
back.
between Cale? Because you had Joe Sakic that went out there and said, "Hey, look, you don't have to worry. Like he is going to be here until he retires." Sakic was very confident. Why? Because he's willing to give whatever it takes to keep Cale there. This is a little bit different when it comes to the Denver Nuggets because of the luxury tax, because of like the rules put in with the CBA, but. They better do something or they're going to lose Jokic next year. The idea is for Jokic to sign.
Yeah.
But if things don't go right, will Jokic sign? That should be the question.
It's a fascinating conversation. You and I are on opposite ends when it comes to how we interpret what Nikola Jokic said. But it sounds like you flipped.
I did flip. I'm 100%. I flipped. I'm like ZB.
So now
ZB
you're
likes
worried.
to flip.
Okay.
I'm worried now.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how worried?
I'm gonna go with 7.
Wow,
I am going to go with
extreme,
7.
man.
I mean,
that's
dude,
extreme
this
for a
man
guy
is
who's
speaking.
never lied.
This man is speaking now. It's nobody else speaking for him. He said that.
It's not like
He's
this is a
pushing it back.
sit-down interview with 60 Minutes Serbia. Like this is a post-game scrum
He pushed
comment.
back the contract. Like he could sign today. He could sign tomorrow. He's
let me ask you this: does it not? And I understand you're talking about it from the emotional, competitive perspective. Does it also not make sense financially to push it back? Is that not true?
I mean, if that's what you're looking at, like,
but that is a factor here.
If we don't know that. He didn't say that. But that's what you think.
That is what I think. But you also look at it as it could be a factor. Like, it's not like It's not like he's making the same money.
It could be a factor. But my man already has a lot of money. Unless he's blowing all of his money, all right, he's not worried about an additional $30 or $40 million. He's worried about a legacy.
All right, let us know your thoughts on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Will Nikola Jokic be a Nugget for life, or do you think he's applying pressure to the organization and might eventually leave? All right, let's talk some more Nugs. We'll talk about Payton Watson, get to that news when we come back right here on The Drive.
The Rockies aren't winning the West, but they might be one of the most fun teams in baseball now. Rookie T.J. Rumfield is raking. Hunter Goodman's launching homers at a rate that has all-star voters and trade deadline scouts paying attention. Mickey Moniak is back healthy, and Sid Satella's having a career year out of the bullpen. The trade deadline's August 3rd. Who stays? Who goes? What's the new front office building toward? Denver Sports is all over it. Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
July is America's 250th birthday, so declare your independence from low testosterone at Low T Center. Start with a free T-test, stay on the treatment for 90 days, and receive $250 back. It's the Low T Center 250 for 250. Celebrating freedom. Visit them at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
Hey, it's Zach here. If you're working on your home this summer, lock in a low-interest loan with 5280 Exteriors, as low as 6.99% for 15 years. Get those dream windows, siding, or decking project. Visit 5280exteriors.com. The altitude of quality.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Over his Hall of Fame career, Terrell Davis racked up impressive numbers. 65 touchdowns, 2 championships, almost 8,000 rushing.
That's why I bank at Colorado Credit Union.
That's a weird segue.
Colorado Credit Union treats me like a person, not a number.
With personal service, great rates, and smart financial advice.
And those are just 3 great perks.
We can stop with the numbers now.
You don't have to be a legend to bank like one at Colorado Credit Union. Visit ccu.org. Terms and restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Buying or selling a home? Let a Weichert agent guide you every step of the way to get the best price on your timeline with the least amount of stress for your peace of mind. Now that's smart real estate. Weichert, the bright choice. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975 in Boulder, has a championship-level lineup ready for you to test drive and take home today. They currently have specials on both the BMW X3 and X5 models. The BMW X3 model is a luxury compact SUV that offers balanced handling and a powertrain variety. The BMW X5 model is a high-performance powerhouse luxury model that offers you a thrilling driving experience. They also have a great pre-owned BMW lineup as well. Schedule your test drive today. Go to GebhardtBMW.com.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
This is Todd Whalen, founder of Advanced Tax Solutions. I'm here with Wes. Tell me what happened between you and the IRS.
I ended up owing $55,000 on unpaid taxes. I hadn't filed for several years and ended up settling for $25.
Hold on. So you went from owing $55,000 to $25? Now that's a great story. How did that happen?
Well, it's rather amazing, I guess. It got to the appeals officer. The appeals officer signed off on it, and obviously we accepted it.
Wes, what made you come to Advanced Tax Solutions?
You hear of many different firms or whatever on the radio, some local, some not, and I felt confident from the radio spots I heard about Advanced Tax Solutions.
So how do you feel about Advanced Tax Solutions now?
Very, very lucky and very grateful.
And would you recommend us to your friends and family who are in the same situation?
Yes, I absolutely would.
Thanks, Wes. You know, if you're listening, be our next great story, 303-753-6040 or advancedtaxsolutions.com.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is SAVE, S-A-V-E. Text SAVE to 303-713-1043 right now for your chance to win a $250 gas card. That's SAVE to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on The Drive.
Oh, here we go. Is that Phillip Lindsay? Oh, it is. He's coming off the top rope with it. Here we go.
It's a 3 count brought to you by our friends over at Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts. Number 1, Phil, the Rockies got themselves an all-star. Can you guess who it is before I give it to you?
Oh, I think his name is Hunter Goodman.
Yes, it is.
There
Hunter
we
Goodman.
go.
He will
Here we
participate as well in the home run derby.
Good for him, man.
It'll be his 2nd all-star appearance, and he'll become the first Rocky since Nolan Arenado in 2019 to be an all-star in back-to-back seasons.
I mean, my man is having himself a year. Good to see. As you know, he's catching for us. You can see the power, all right, the flexibility. If you want him at first base, he can do that for you as well. I mean, he's doing a great job, man. So congratulations for him, and it's good for the Rockies. They have a guy they can build around, another young guy they can build around that's still in his prime.
Yeah, look, Hunter Goodman has been a bright spot in otherwise
dark times.
Dark times kind of for this Rockies organization. Like, we had a good conversation, though, in the commercial break. Like, look, Hunter Goodman is their best player, 26 years old in the prime of his career, back-to-back all-star. Is this a guy the Rockies should be dangling at the trade deadline, though? No. This is a guy that you bring in, right? You build him up, okay? You develop him, and then you want to get rid of him. Like, let the man grow. He's 26 years old. He's doing really good for you. Build around him. All right, he's the foundation blocks, right? But
he's
the question is with Hunter Goodman, how much longer is he going to? Like, you could make an argument this is the peak of Hunter Goodman.
He's 26. He's a baby. I mean, my man still has a lot of time. He's not even going to be 30 for 4 years.
26 is
now.
like middle-aged, I feel like, in professional sports. 26 is grandpa for football.
Maybe for football, but he's not getting hit like that. This is baseball we're talking about. And I know baseball players can be tough, but you keep guys like that because I think in the next 3, maybe 4 years, but I'm going to say 3 years, the Rockies are going to be relevant. They're going to be good. Why? Because they're keeping people like Hunter Goodman around that can do it all. And now you have these younger players that come in and they have somebody to look up to that's doing it at a high level. You need guys like that around. You don't want to just dangle a guy because he's doing well, AP. That's my belief. Now, I don't know about you. You want to sell the whole Rockies team right now.
You know, I don't think it's the worst idea. He's currently 3rd in Major League Baseball with 27 home runs. Like, look, there's no question he's a great player. The question is, will he be a great player when the Rockies are trying to be a great team? Like, the Rockies are realistically, like, he's 26 years old right now. He'll be 27 before the start of next year, birthday in early October.
So he's still young.
Like, but what age will Hunter Goodman be, in your mind, when the Rockies are competing for a playoff spot?
29 years old.
That's being generous. That's 2 years out?
20. Well, he's 26. He'll be 27,
He'll be 27
28.
next year, yeah.
So 29, maybe if you want to go 30, but I'm going to go 29. As long as they can get a couple more key pieces.
And that's best case scenario starting of the opening of the window.
Yes.
Right? But, like, let's say this is a window that's open for 5, 6, 7 plus years, whatever it might be. You're talking about Goodman 30, 31, 32, 33.
Hey, be where your feet are. Be where your feet are right now. And right now, he's a guy that you can count on. Don't get rid of him. Now, Sensatella, you can get rid of him. Now, I know that his stock is kind of dipping a little bit, so hopefully they can find a suitor for him. But you don't get rid of your young guys right now. You just don't do it. And I thought you learned that. We talked about this earlier, and you wanted to sell everybody. TJ Rumfield and everybody.
I think the Rockies are building for the next decade. That's where I'm at. The 2030s, I think, is when the Rockies will be relevant again.
So you think they should get rid of Hunter Goodman?
I think everybody should be on the table. I'm not saying get rid of these guys for scraps, but if you get a solid prospect haul, they need pitching, I think everybody should be considered. Now, more guys are more obvious than others. McCarthy, Moniak, Goodman as well, but, like, Tovar maybe not so much, but I think you consider, you listen, Sensatella.
Take 1 step forward and 3 steps back. That's the recipe.
If that's
for
how you
success.
want to look at it, but it's also a proven formula in baseball.
Yeah, for sure.
We've seen other teams do it where they sell the farm, they bring in a bunch of prospects, and they're built up again. Look at the Astros back in the day. Look at the Cubs. We've seen other teams try to jump the line as well, and it doesn't work out for them.
Sell everybody then.
All right.
Sell everybody.
We'll see what happens. But the good news is Hunter Goodman, the sole All-Star once again, his 2nd consecutive All-Star appearance for the Colorado Rockies. We'll see what happens with him in the All-Star game. 1, 2. All right, little World Cup action here. Did you watch the 2 games yesterday by chance, Phil?
I did, man. Electrifying. It was fun to watch. I mean, in poor Mexico, man.
My gosh, I was literally thinking of our guy Alex Portillo. I can't lie. You know, I know he rides or dies for Mexico, or Portillo, excuse me. And I should know that. I played golf with him, but you know. No, man, and I got a lot of friends that are, you know, Mexican, Hispanic descent, all that kind of stuff. I'm watching the game with them yesterday, and it's just like you could feel the heartbreak. And you talk about Ochoa, who's like one of their best players of all time in net. He didn't play yesterday, but you see the scene of him on the pitch last night, crying and shedding a tear and all that kind of stuff. And one of an all-time kind of classic game, though, between Mexico and England. I mean, this one had everything. It had a red card. It had penalty kicks. It had, a gazillion different shots on goal that couldn't fall for Mexico.
Yeah.
But that also followed up another incredible game with Brazil against Norway, where Erling Haaland just went absolutely beast mode with 2 goals towards the end of the game. I mean, the World Cup's eating up, Phil.
I mean, man, Haaland, that dude is a monster. Kind of like me towards you, huh? Just like, look at us. No, but it's fun. This is what it's all about. All right, you got guys and girls that are looking and watching this for the first time. Like, what a way to watch the World Cup and say, I want to get more invested in this. This is fun to watch. And you got some of the young stars like Haaland coming through, okay? Mbappe is another one that's coming through. Like, these new guys that you want to watch, and they're going to be the next Messis and Ronaldos.
Yeah, Neymar yesterday for Brazil, he announced that is it for him when it comes to the international soccer. So he is no longer going to be playing. We saw Ronaldo in Portugal just get bounced. I believe he announced his retirement as well from international play. So those are 2 guys. Ronaldo more so than Neymar. Like, Neymar was a shooting star, but like Ronaldo and Messi were the faces of the game for a decade plus, bowing out in their international competition. But yeah, 2 awesome games yesterday, and honestly a great game today between Portugal and Spain, and hopefully the best game of the day coming up tonight for the USA and Belgium.
1, 2, 3.
Kind of on that note, Drew, I think you said you had some ratings numbers for us as it pertains to some of these matchups.
I do, and as the new guy here, I'm not sure if you know how we play this game usually, but I have the number for the U.S.-Bosnia game, and we as a group you each get a choice, and you get to predict what the final number was for. Now, this is just the U.S. or the English language broadcast.
Okay.
So this does not include Telemundo or anything like that. This is just the Fox Sports English language broadcast. How many people watched the U.S.-Bosnia game?
See, I'm trying to think of like a range or an average, because I think this is bigger than an NBA final game. I think it's bigger than a Stanley Cup final game. I don't think it's as big as the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's that number in that range? I'll let you go first.
Oh, you want?
I'll let you go
He's
first.
trying to gauge. He's like, what might the number be here?
Yeah, let's see. Okay, we got this, we got that. What's the median?
Let's go. Can I ask, like, what was the first one?
It's been right around, I think, between 21 and 24 million for the first 3 games.
So I'm gonna go. Let's go 25 million viewers.
Okay, it's a good guess. Dante, you want to go next?
I think it's higher.
I might have seen a tweet with it, but I can't fully remember. I'm going to go 22.
Okay.
22.8.
Wow, I think it's higher. Why do I think it's in the 30s, low-key?
30s?
I don't know if it's that high. I'm going to go 28.5.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Now, once you add the Telemundo number in, which we haven't got it yet, it will be in the 30s.
Okay.
However, this one in particular, 26.3 million people.
Okay.
That's a big number, though.
It is the most watched soccer telecast in U.S. language history.
And we think that it gets lapped tonight, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I would say easily. Especially with all the Balogun stuff going on now. I bet tonight you get 32, 33, 34.
And what, the Super Bowl, I want to say, is usually in the 40s?
No, it's like
It was in the hundreds.
It's in the hundreds. I think it's like
Oh
125 million people watch it.
Football really does run the world.
Tonight's going to be the biggest game, I think, in U.S. soccer history, though.
Well, that's good.
I think it's going to hit,
great.
like, tonight will hit, like, 33, 35. 35 mil. That's what I'm going for.
That's a good number. I think that's probably where I'd be about too.
Okay.
Well, I'm excited for it.
Should be.
We get off the air and the game's going to be starting. I'm going to be zooming home. I told the girlfriend we got to get this dinner situation figured out. And, I'm sitting as soon as I get down.
You got to order.
I know. You got to order something. I think I got some leftovers too, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow. You think we're talking about? We'll get to like some firm predictions, but you feeling one way or the other?
No,
right
I truly believe USA is going to do it tonight.
Okay.
Flo's back in the mix, and I know people are mad about that. Not me. Okay, not anybody from Team USA should be happy about it, but here we go, man. They're gonna do it tonight.
All right, can't wait. Let us know your thoughts on the RamosLaw.com text line. Let's hit a break. We teased it. We'll pay it off when we come back. A big update as it pertains to the future of Payton Watson with the Denver Nuggets. That's next.
The Nuggets summer is heating up, and the biggest questions are still on the table. Will Nikola Jokic sign an extension or keep Denver holding its breath? Could a blockbuster Jamal Murray trade reshape the roster? And with Payton Watson hitting restricted free agency, what does the core look like moving forward? Stay locked in. Denver Sports has you covered all off-season long. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
Summer is a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your tan or abs. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to decades of thinning during Advanced Hair's once-yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it can even grow for life. Did I mention Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow? Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. The summer sales event is on for a limited time, so schedule your free consultation and get the details today. 720-459-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results with Advanced Hair. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and get your savings details while still available. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Dan, I'm not looking to get rich, but I'm not sure what to do. It's something we hear a lot at 303 Law 4040 from people. They've been hurt. They just don't know what to do next. Should they talk to the insurance company? Who's going to pay their medical bills? What if they have to miss work? They don't want to call a lawyer, and they certainly don't want to sue anyone, but they just don't know what to do. Here, take one of our small town clients. He was seriously hurt on his neighbor's property. Tough as nails, salt of the earth guy, and all he was looking to do was the right thing. He said, Dan, I have to live in this town, and I want to be able to hold my head up high when I walk down the street. So if you're talking about suing my neighbor, I'm not interested. I explained that we probably wouldn't have to sue anybody, and we certainly weren't going to hurt his neighbor. In the end, we got him $1.5 million, and he could still hold his head up high in that small town. If you've been hurt, you don't have to feel guilty for calling 303 Law 4040. We are here to help and fight for what's fair. We don't farm you out to a call center. In fact, we give all of our clients our cell phone numbers. We hope you never need us, but save that number in your phone just in case. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements. For an 8% scheduling incentive and a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments, go to drhi.com. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors. Finished basements, windows, and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're over 50, there's a good chance you're dealing with an enlarged prostate. Waking up at night, weak stream, all of it. Here's the good news. PAE, prostate artery embolization, is minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatment with near zero impact on sexual function. Lakewood location, personalized care. Visit coloradoae.com.
Tune in to Mile High Money.
My biggest goal is education. I come from a family of educators, and I want you to know the who, the what, the why, the when, the how.
Helping you achieve your ideal retirement.
The risk that you're taking, does that equal the return that you should be getting? And a lot of times the answer is no.
Tune in to Mile High Money with Adam Moeller. Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Want to partake in our contest? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What is it, the third period for the Avalanche game, Dante? That's what it feels like, right? Avs up 3-1 or, down 3-1.
Put the threes up. Put the threes.
I mean, you know what else? We'll get to Payton Watson here in just a moment. You know what I found myself, it was so hot this weekend and I had an awesome 4th of July. I hope everyone out there did as well. I find myself, though, Phil, something you could definitely relate to, craving a fall morning at Folsom Field before a Buff game.
Oh, you know what,
I'm ready.
AP?
I'm ready.
I'm not even lying to you. The other day, there's like a video of Folsom Field that comes out, and I'm like, man, I miss that. I miss those days of just being in college. And actually, I was talking to my wife about it because we're not far removed. And I was like, you still, you miss college? And she said, I miss things about it, like friends and everybody having the same mindset. We were all, 19 to 22 years old.
Yep.
And so, yeah, you go back and you say, damn, I wish I could do that again. But then for me, I look at the two beautiful kids, and I'm like, I would never trade this in for anything else in the world.
Yeah, no, I found myself itching for football season, and obviously I'm thrilled about the World Cup and loving this conversation we're having about Jokic and obviously still processing what ultimately happened to the Avalanche. But we're at that point now, especially in this true dead period of Broncos and Buffs where it's okay, the anticipation starts to build. And I'm going on vacation next week, and when I come back, it's training camp
just
time.
brag about it. Brag about it, AP. Come on, man.
I do all the late nights for Nuggets and Avs. I give myself a little break this time.
I got in trouble. Now I'm not allowed to have any more vacation
Oh, no.
days. AB, my boss, said I'm not allowed anymore. No. So I'm here. I'm stuck here, guys. You guys have me.
You can't live to work, bro. You gotta work to live. Oh, Amanda's shaking her head back there. But yeah, no, so I'm just point being, I'm excited for football season. It's gonna be awesome when that comes around. Let's get to Payton Watson though. And I feel like the Jokic comments that we heard earlier in the day kind of stole some of the thunder away from the Payton Watson discussion and obviously what's going on with LeBron. But obviously there hasn't been much movement on the Payton Watson kind of topic, right? We know he's a restricted free agent. If anything, I feel like the Nuggets have gained more and more leverage as this free agency period has played out just because there's not as many teams with cap space at this point. But the report that came out as well about the situation, which is not surprising, but it is important to note, is the Nuggets intend to match any offer for Payton Watson. And obviously I believe Brooklyn and the Los Angeles Clippers, if they get creative, are the only two teams that have enough cap space to give Payton Watson the type of money he's expected to receive. But now kind of the new wrinkle that's been mixed in here is there an opportunity for the Nuggets to do a sign and trade? Which is obviously Payton Watson gets his bag, he signs a contract, but he's going to get shipped off to, say, a Clippers, say a Brooklyn, say another team, kind of like we saw with Walker Kessler happen with the Los Angeles Lakers. So now, while the idea has always been to bring Payton Watson back and give him his contract and all that kind of stuff, I do still think that's the priority. We can now start to think about if there's a scenario where they end up flipping him for assets.
See, the thing about doing that right now is you want these assets, but also you're looking for somebody like Payton Watson. So why would you give up? So this isn't baseball when we're having this conversation. Right. You're like, hey, just trade everybody away. The Astros have done it before. This is basketball we're talking about. And everybody is killing to have a guy like Payton Watson in the building. Long, rangy, can play both sides of the court, right? Specifically defensive-minded. That's kind of the new basketball. That's why the Spurs are so good. That's why the Thunder are so good. So me personally, I wouldn't want to sign this man to a contract. Let's just say it's $26 million, a little bit more than CB, just to trade him away for some assets that you don't really know what you're getting. You may get some draft picks, but you don't know what that looks like. You're looking for a guy like Payton Watson. So I would not try to give up Payton Watson for anything right now. I'm trying to sign him, and if I do find a way to sign him, let's just say the $26 million, he's here to stay. You're going to play for the Denver Nuggets, and you're going to help us win a lot of games moving forward.
Yeah, I'm with you. Look, I want Payton Watson back just because I think you need some youth. You need some growth potential with the player, because I think you know what you have. Like Peyton Watson, if he hits the way that we think he could, like you're talking about an all-star caliber player, and I think there's still a long way to go, for Peyton Watson to grow in his career. But the reason I bring up the restricted free agency sign and trade scenario is the Utah Jazz found themselves in a very similar situation with Walker Kessler, and all indications were from Danny Ainge, who runs the front office there for Utah, they wanted to bring him back. And then essentially what happened is the Lakers made them an offer they couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
I mean, Walker Kessler ends up getting traded and signs a 4-year, $130 million contract with the Lakers, which is crazy, but similar-esque to what Peyton Watson apparently is looking for. But in return for a player they didn't want to give up, the Jazz, who are a down-and-out franchise, unprotected first-round picks in 2031 and 2033, 2 unprotecteds, along with first-round pick swaps in 28 and 2030, and you get that contract off your book. So, like, if you're getting an offer, and I don't think Peyton Watson's getting this, but, like, let's say the Clippers or some team, the Clippers are loaded up on draft picks now. Yeah. The Clippers offer you an unprotected first, 2 pick swaps, and a second. That's a pretty nice haul for Peyton Watson, all things considered.
Would you do it, though? Would you do it in this window? Like, you literally helped develop this man into what he is today. You find a way to sign him, but now you're going to give him to somebody else. Like, it makes me uncomfortable that we do all the dirty work just for somebody else to get rewarded, and now you're getting the best basketball out of Peyton Watson because he's growing, and every year it seems like he is getting better and better and better, kind of like Nick Bonito, right? Every year Nick Bonito gets better and better and better, and if I'm signing my man, I'm signing him because I worked hard to develop this guy into what he is today. Now, of course, we need the assets. We would love the draft picks, but also you're looking for a guy like Peyton Watson, and you may not find him. So you got to keep a guy that everybody is looking for because he is the future. That's the only reason why I would not do a sign and trade.
I think it's fair. And look, I think the jury's still out on this, but I think it would have, if the Nuggets received an offer they couldn't refuse, you have to take it. Right, like if it's like multiple, you're talking about a team that is devoid of assets, right? Lack of first-round picks, lack of second-round picks, lacks financial flexibility and everything that kind of comes with that. I mean, and there's also the possibility you're looking at a guy like Chris Dunn, who I know is kind of a relegated backup guard at this point, but you could have the opportunity to flip Peyton Watson, get a couple of bench rotation players that play defense, as you were talking
there we
about
go,
earlier,
there we go,
and get some assets back in your war chest. I think all options are on the table. Ultimately, I still do think Denver will work out a deal with Peyton Watson, but it is an interesting kind of thought exercise with what happened with Walker Kessler.
And also, you have to also keep in mind who you're trying to keep healthy or happy and healthy. Jokic.
Yeah.
Right? And so if Jokic,
Clutch.
There you go. If Jokic wants Peyton Watson, I think they're going to try to get something done to keep Peyton Watson, not sign and trade.
Yeah, but if Clutch is demanding, upwards of $25 million, can you pay him more than Christian Brown?
Yeah, you should.
All
He's
right.
better than CB.
After one good year where CB's had multiple good years.
Well, multiple good years off the bench.
Peyton Watson was off the bench for a majority of this
season. But Peyton Watson, the reason why, though, is because you had CB there, but also because of his injury. If you think that CB is better than Peyton Watson, you crazy, man. You crazy.
I was the guy I think that first put that take on this radio station. I swear to God, I think I was the first person. Jake and I were the first person to say they will regret not paying Peyton Watson over Christian Brown.
Well, then you should agree with me.
Yeah. All right, let's hit a quick break. When we come back, let's move to college football. Speaking of the Colorado Buffaloes, the outlook for them, not so great. Phil and I will tell you why next.
The countdown is on. Broncos training camp is less than a month away. Rookies report July 22nd. Veterans hit Broncos Park powered by Common Spirit on the 28th. Bo Nix is expected back at full speed. Sean Payton skipping joint practices to maximize every rep. And it all builds toward a season opener on Monday Night Football against the Chiefs. From camp battles to kickoff, Denver Sports has you covered. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at American Financing. Let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hi there, I'm Kim Rudell, owner of Wills and Wellness Estate Planning. Summer is in full swing. Are you spending more time planning for your summer vacation than you are planning for your family's future and peace of mind? Your vacation planning checklist should include completing your estate plan. Let us help you check that off the list. Our process is streamlined so you can get back out there and enjoy the summer. Find us at willsandwellness.com or give us a call at 720-266-8190.
This July, make the most of summer adventures in the all-new 2026 Honda Passport from Champ Honda. Designed for drivers who want capability without compromise, the Passport is equally at home on Colorado back roads, weekend camping trips, or your daily drive across town. At Champ Honda, buying is just as easy, thanks to their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, giving you a transparent price, a single advisor, and a faster, more enjoyable experience. Plus, Champ Honda never charges dealer handling fees.
Brought to you by Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advanced healthcare with human kindness in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Common Spirit Health. Human kindness lives here.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, 2 hours down, 2 more to play with here on The Drive. Anilo Piro in for Zach By. I'll be hanging out with Phil the next couple of days as well.
You already tired of me, AP?
I'm turning you.
I said you tired.
Oh, no. I was doing, like I told you, I was doing my real job where I have to get the social media stuff up for Jokic and this and that, and people going crazy online. No,
I get you. Why you gotta,
I'm feeling great,
bro. You throw insults at me. This is my job. This is a real job.
No,
AP.
I mean, I'm saying I got to do, a little double duty today, which I'm happy to do. But I'm like, I got to make sure this box is checked so I can make sure I give you the energy you deserve on the air.
I appreciate that, man. You have to be an active listener, but also do your part, do your job, what you're getting paid for. I got you, man.
No,
if you need help typing up anything, let me know. I know.
You want to go shoot some social
look,
video?
I don't know
quick?
how to spell, but I'll try.
Okay.
All right, you have to go back and edit it.
No, man, I'm feeling rested and recharged after this 4th of July weekend. Played golf, sat by the pool for a couple of days.
Great weekend, man.
It was
4-day weekend.
It was awesome. Speaking of weekends and daydreaming and forgetting things and all that kind of stuff, I know I just brought up my craving to get to Folsom Field and see the Colorado Buffaloes play football, but I got to be honest with you, Phil. Like, I haven't thought much about them. Like, they really have been an afterthought. Like, since the moment the season ended after last year, like, we got, right, Fernando Lobo as the AD. I believe that happened towards the end of last season as well. There's the Rick George news.
Yeah.
There's Dion with the cancer, knowing Juju's coming back, seeing Jordan Seaton leave, Omarion leaving. Like, it's probably been at least 6 months since, like, I've given some real deep thought to what the Colorado Buffaloes are going to do.
Now, should that be a good thing or a bad thing? Like, is it a bad thing that you're not thinking about the Buffs because you don't believe they're going to do well this year, or is it a good thing of like, hey, look, they've been quiet. It seems like they've been in the lab working, and we just don't know what to think of this team moving forward because you don't know these guys. We know Juju Lewis, but other than that, there's not a lot of guys that we're going to know on this team right off the bat.
Yeah, and I think, unfortunately, like, and I know, like, you're obviously a Buff for life and everything that kind of comes with that as well, but, like, last year didn't really do much to give us optimism that it would be getting any better, right? Like, last year was such an interesting kind of transition year for the Buffs after Shedeur, after Travis Hunter, and everything that kind of came with that, and for them to, you know, essentially just fall flat on their face. It's like, what makes you think that same process will get better? You know, going into this year, obviously the installation of the go-go offense, I think, is something to keep an eye on, right? But, like, when it comes, like, they failed miserably last year, Phil. And so it almost feels like the Rockies to a certain extent. Like, I hate to lump the Buffs and the Rockies in the same conversation, but it's like the Rockies are still not very good this year, but they were so bad the year before that we're almost satisfied with what they've been. Like, what is the definition of success for the Buffs this year? Is it a 500 victory or a 500 season, excuse me? Like, it just feels like they're so all over the place.
Let's go down that road real fast. To you, what would be a successful season? I know ZB would say something different, but I'm talking about you, AP. What would be a successful season after what just went on last year with the Buffs and they falling flat on their faces? Like, what is acceptable?
See, relative to Dion's expectation, it's competing for a conference title, which feels like the definition of a pipe dream. Like, and I guess I have lower expectations than most. Like, it feels like literally just having a winning season would be successful for this Buffs team.
What is that, 6 games?
Yeah, but relative to expectations, that's a failure, right? Like, relative to Dion and what he's getting paid and the hype and all that kind of stuff.
I don't care about what Dion's the head coach. He's supposed to be like that. But for you as a Buff fan, all right, as a fan that's getting ready for this year, knowing that you don't know really and truly what to expect, but you at least want the Buffs to at least win, what, 6 games, correct? Is that successful?
At a minimum.
After only winning 3.
Right. That's a double up, right? Like, I mean, I think at a minimum, like, I can at least have some level of satisfaction. But you know the messed up part is with this NIL era we live in, like, 6 games isn't good enough to keep Juju. Like, 6 games isn't good enough to keep a lot of these guys that probably get you to that 6 game
first,
mark.
Juju has to prove that he belongs as a starting quarterback. Now, yes, if Juju does a great job this year and they still win 6 games, then we should be concerned about keeping somebody like that if we don't have the money. I'm with you. All right, this year, my expectations are a little lower. I think that for the Buffs to have a successful year, they need to get to at least 6 games. Go bowling. All right, that would help out when it comes to trying to get some of these kids into the building. But also, I do love the approach that Dion and his coaching staff is doing this year. And they're going for the lower division players that played great for their teams on a lower division and rewarding them to be in the Big 12 this year. And so now what does that look like? It's going to be a hungrier group that's probably more put together and have the chemistry down in the sense of like the same mindset of we don't care about money. We know we're not getting paid, but we care about winning football games because that could catapult us into maybe getting drafted a couple years from now. So I think that the approach this year is really good when it comes to the coaching staff and Coach Prime, but they have to go out there and show it. All right, you have a new OC and Brendan Marion, and if he can get things going with the go-go offense, that's going to help out as well. I can see this team winning 6 games and shocking some of these teams because we don't know much about them.
Well, the reason we're bringing it up is On3 put out their kind of strength of schedule piece, and the Buffs were considered to have the toughest strength of schedule, in the Big 12. Look, Georgia Tech to open up is an interesting matchup. We got Weber State. You should be able to win that game, but games against Northwestern, Baylor on the road, home versus Texas Tech, home against Utah, who's been a thorn in their side, at Oklahoma State, home versus Kansas State, at Arizona State, Houston, Cincinnati, and UCF. I mean, what's the one game that you feel like is a guaranteed win besides Weber State? Like, is there a single game on the schedule, fellas, that you think you look at this schedule and say, you know what, CU's probably winning that game?
You know what? I can't sit here and say that because I don't know these other teams. They're coming and going. These players are always coming and
Like
going.
Oklahoma State was a train wreck last year.
Exactly, but supposedly they're going to be really good this year, according to Dante. So, I mean, and they're going to be decent at least, according to Dante. So when you do something like that, it's just like there's so much movement in college football that you really just don't know these players. And that's the sad part about college football is you used to be able to sit down and know the freshmen, know the sophomores, the redshirt seniors, and now you're just kind of waiting to see what each team looks like. And so, yes, you have people out there saying that the Big 12 in the division or the conference that is the Big 12 is tougher, but we just don't know that right now. And that's why I still have hope that the Buffs can win 6 games this year until they show me they can't. But I truly think that this year is going to be a little differently because of the type of players, the mindset of these young players. They're going to want to win a lot more games, and they're all about football.
There was one team with a worse record, though, in the Big 12 last year than the Colorado Buffaloes, and that was Oklahoma State. Right? And so it's like right. And so it's not like Colorado's going to automatically rise because of fluctuation. They have a long way to go, right? And so obviously last year, not only did they come crashing down, it was a complete and utter, maybe not a shock to some, but just a WTF kind of moment of how did we get here after Travis and Shedeur? And I think it kind of shows just how complex and layered this is with Coach Prime and everything else that comes with it. You're talking about a 1-8 record in the conference last year, 3-9 overall, and not even arguably, according to On3, the toughest strength of schedule in the conference. I'm looking for something to grasp on here. I'm looking to live on a prayer in some sense. What about CU makes you think they can be any better than they were last year?
I can't, just my gut. Because I don't know these kids. I don't know what I'm in for. I do know that if Juju can take that next step, Juju Lewis, the quarterback over there, can take the next step, or if they can get a run game going, they have a better chance of winning games. Or if they can get this offense where it's more fast-paced, they can hold on to the football a little bit long. You have a defense that can come in, get a couple takeaways, or make it competitive. That's what I'm leaning on. We're just going to have to wait and find out. I'm going to get my popcorn and really start to see what these players look like because I don't know them.
Look, man, just like I was talking about with Jokic and how I'll believe it when I see it when it comes to him leaving, I'll believe it when I see it when it comes to this Colorado Buffaloes team turning it around on the football field. All right, when we come back, LeBron James rumored to be interested in the Denver Nuggets. Just how interested is he? We'll talk about that next.
Colton, Drury, and Nichushkin all gone. New faces are already in the fold, with the entire blue line back as well after a Western Conference final sweep that still stings. How will the Avs retool around McKinnon for another cup run? Every trade, every signing, every take. Denver Sports has you covered all summer long. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Hi, this is Larry Jagger with SCL Mortgage, letting you know about our second mortgages for anything you need, including home improvements, paying off debt, and more. Visit us at myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222, NMLS number 1200716.
Arby's is on your side in the fight against Big Rush Hour. Get $1 fries and sliders between 2 and 6 p.m. with the purchase of any regularly priced food item only at participating Arby's.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Has your doctor told you it's time to lose weight? Is your blood pressure up? Your cholesterol keeps climbing? Or you're already on medication and wondering, is this just my life now? Or been told you need a procedure or surgery, but you have to lose weight first? That's where most people get stuck. At Colorado Fat Loss, we help people lose 20 to 40 pounds naturally in about 60 days without injections, prepackaged meals, or extreme workouts. But more importantly, we help you keep it off so you're not stuck wondering what problem is next. Imagine lowering your blood pressure, improving your health, and taking pressure off your joints. Because if nothing changes, it's usually more medication or bigger problems down the road, especially if you have a family history of health issues or feeling the effects of getting older.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. I lost 30 pounds in just 7 weeks, and I've been able to keep the weight off, and I'm telling you what, I feel great.
Many clients lose 20 to 40 pounds in about 60 days. Schedule a free consultation. Call and take control of your health. Go to coloradofatloss.com. That's coloradofatloss.com. Results may vary.
Every day, cyclists across Colorado are seriously injured by careless drivers. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting to make those drivers and their insurance companies held fully accountable. We know these cases, we know how to win them, and we won't stop until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you've been injured in a bicycle accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today, 303-GOOD-LAW, or visit WilhiteWins.com.
Guys, are you looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get Advanced Hair's breakthrough one-day treatment during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. For details and a free consultation, call 720-459-HAIR or at advancedhair.com.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. With Orchard's new Orchard Offers, you don't just get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors all competing for your home. That's right. Make investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers. You review them all and pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer or worry about leaving money on the table. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard Offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Don't care for my local hometown team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. I have known the Rocks team for years. They have serviced my own house. Right now, out-of-state private equity corporations are buying local HVAC companies, providing higher prices, bad service, and shady sales tactics. When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, go with the local Colorado team I know and trust. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, Danilo Piro in for Zach By alongside my man Phillip Lindsay. This show is cruising along. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us.
Time flies when you're having fun, AP.
It does, man. I'm not going to lie. I was like Monday after a 4-day weekend, like, how am I going to feel, right? But feeling great right now. Happy to be here. And I'm
You're
like,
doing a great job,
we're
man.
going back and forth on a lot of stuff, which I and it's not like forced, right? Like I think you and I just like naturally disagree on a lot of this stuff. And one of the topics that we happen to disagree on is LeBron James and the prospect. I think I speak for both of us when I say, Phil, we would both welcome LeBron James here.
Yeah, well, so both you and I are around the same age.
Yeah.
So like growing up, LeBron James was the guy. Of course, Kobe Bryant, but even Kobe Bryant was a little
Kobe. Like I don't remember number 8 Kobe Bryant as much as I remember number 24.
I remember a little bit,
like a little bit,
Kobe
yeah.
Bryant,
but like when I think Kobe, I think 2-4.
Exactly. Now LeBron James, he was when we were really watching basketball.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm not gonna speak for you, but for me, like that was my first true jersey other than Carmelo Anthony. Right? I had Carmelo Anthony, but like I loved LeBron James. But once LeBron started to jump to team, jump ship, I was like, okay, like I'm done with this. All right, this is why I like Kobe, because Kobe stayed with the same team no matter what. Good times, bad times, and there's a lot of good times, we know. But for LeBron, it was like, let me go to a super team, and then let me move to another one. And I just didn't get with that, man. And I understand that, like, everybody is different, but that's when I stopped being that LeBron James fan. Great player. We all know that. But he's just not for me when it comes to just, like, cheering for Team LeBron.
Yeah, I've always said that I like LeBron in Cleveland. I like LeBron in Cleveland as a rookie. I like LeBron in Cleveland the second time. Like, that NBA Finals against the big bad Golden State Warriors was peak, and it's when he's gone to Miami, and especially when he went to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Actually, probably more so Miami than the Lakers. Like I wasn't surprised when he went to the Lakers, but like Miami, like that is a dude who like disrupt. Like if LeBron doesn't go to Miami, Kevin Durant never goes to the Warriors.
Ooh.
Like the ripple effect of LeBron, like truly.
He started it.
The player empowerment era, and like, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like LeBron is the one that started that across all sports. That's beyond the point, though. But when it comes to this conversation in the modern day of the Nuggets being one of a handful of teams, right? You've got the Golden State Warriors, you've got the Cleveland Cavaliers, you've got the Miami Heat, you've got the Minnesota Timberwolves, Philadelphia 76ers, among some other teams. The fact that the Nuggets are in the mix, though, not only makes for great radio, but it's also a fascinating conversation because, like, what would this Nuggets team look like with LeBron James? Like, I'm not going to go as far to say that LeBron James, like, the Nuggets get LeBron James, they're the best team in the NBA. I think they're one of the best teams in the NBA. Like, I feel a lot better about Denver's chances of beating San Antonio and beating Oklahoma City if you have LeBron James. But let's not make it seem like this is going to be the thing that ultimately catapults Denver to a NBA title favorite.
Well, and see, there's the thing, right? I love the idea of Jokic and LeBron James. I want to see it. I really do. Just from a fan's point of view, like, it would be great to have two superstars, two Hall of Famers, one that's going to be playing in his prime in Jokic, and LeBron James that's almost done. He's 41. He'll be 42 during the season. Like, I want to see what that dynamic duo looks like. But then again, when I start to think of it, it's like, okay, you bring in LeBron James. You have Jokic. Does that get you over the hump? Does that get you to the top of the mountain where you win another championship and now Jokic is sitting at the table because he has 2 rings instead of 1? The answer to me, personally, is no. Not because of LeBron James and Jamal Murray and all them, what they bring to the table. It's what they still don't have, even if they do have LeBron James, and that's defense, AP.
But doesn't it feel like the window is like barely a smidge open right now, even without LeBron? Like, I'm not going to say the window's shut, but like it's... You know, it's a winter night, and you want just a little bit of breeze coming in the bedroom.
Honestly, you could say the window is shut because if they running back with the same team, one, you have to hope that they stay healthy, and 2, they got bounced out the first round. So that shows you that they're not close. So even if you have LeBron James with this crew, is it going to open the window up?
And I hear you about the defensive questions. I do. And
Defense
LeBron does not solve that. But do you not think they have a better chance to win the championship with LeBron?
No, I do not.
So you think this is a crazy take.
I do not.
You think adding LeBron James does nothing for their title chances?
Yes, and here's why. Okay, because last year or this year, okay, the Denver Nuggets were the best team when it comes to scoring points in the NBA. Points is not our problem. Defense is our problem.
But you know as well as I do that the NBA is a star-driven league, and I hear you.
So we got star power, but is that going to get you to the mountaintop? Are you going to beat the Spurs and OKC just because you have LeBron James? And
You're adding an all-time great player that will increase the basketball IQ on your team.
You're adding a 41-year-old player that's not in his
play.
prime. You know what it reminds me of, and I don't want to put him in the same boat because one's the greatest to do, and the other one he's a great player, but he's not going to be considered the greatest to do it. That's when I was with Matt Ryan. The Indianapolis Colts. Bro. I truly thought because we had Matt Ryan and he's been there and done that before that we have a chance to at least go to the playoffs and make some noise. We didn't even win. I think we won 6 games. And so even if you have LeBron James,
that's crazy.
You don't need the points from someone like LeBron. All right, you need someone that can play defense. And LeBron's not willing to play defense every single night. Now, yes, he'll play defense against the bigger opponents. All right, play defense if he can during the postseason. But is that enough? Now you're going to have Jamal Murray, you're going to have Jokic, and you're going to have LeBron James. Okay, 3 guys that want to play a bunch of offense and not enough defense. And our issue last year was we didn't play enough defense. And the Spurs do, and OKC does. And other teams are getting better, AP. That's my take on it. It's like, yes, LeBron James, powerful name, but he does not move the needle to win a championship.
Here's what I will say. I don't think the floor is that much higher if they sign LeBron James, but I think the ceiling's much higher. I feel like acquiring LeBron James is a serious all-in type of move. I don't think you can slice it any other way. I'm surprised you're spinning it. And they can still fill out other parts of the roster with vet-min guys and this and that defensively. They can still address the defense while also bringing in LeBron James.
So who's starting? Who's your starting 5?
Obviously, Murray.
Okay.
The question is, do you put CB on the bench, which you're not? I think it's Aaron Gordon goes to the bench. I think, or does LeBron come off the bench?
LeBron is probably not signing with the Denver Nuggets to come off the bench. LeBron is not signing
but you're still
minimum to be here with a team that, like, hey, you have a chance maybe to make some noise, but it's not almost a guaranteed thing. If LeBron wants another championship, he'll go to someone like the Spurs, or maybe even, I'll say the Warriors.
The Spurs don't want him.
Okay, the Warriors then.
You think he has a better chance to win a championship with the Warriors than he does the Nuggets?
Yes.
That's a crazy take.
Yes.
That's a crazy take.
You still have Steph Curry, who, by the way, do we remember?
Bordering on ancient.
Oh.
Who's still a great player.
So what is LeBron
You're
James?
playing with Nikola Jokic in the prime of his career.
If Steph Curry is ancient, then what is LeBron
I
James
said
at 40?
bordering.
Okay,
Bordering.
bordering. So what is LeBron James?
LeBron is not what he used to be, but he's still very effective. But you're
He's not
pairing it.
ancient?
You're putting 2 ancient guys together. What do you expect, right? But it's like you got LeBron in the prime of his career with prime Jokic and prime Murray.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying is LeBron doesn't have to be the 1A alpha as he has been on teams past. He can be a third option.
But
He can be a
LeBron
second
wants
option.
to be the alpha dog.
I
He
don't
does
agree with
not
that.
want to be a third option, because if he wanted to be a third option, he would have stayed with the Lakers.
No, because I think that the bridge was burned with the Lakers. He doesn't mess with the new ownership. Jeannie Buss was saying stuff left and right about him. I think LeBron was done with the Lakers.
Let's be real. LeBron wanted more action than what he was getting. All right,
and he
LeBron ended up being a third option. He was good at it, but
and
he didn't want to be a third
slighted.
option.
He felt slighted. They traded Anthony Davis and brought in Luka Doncic. The Lakers signaled to LeBron before LeBron was ready to signal to them that his time was coming to an end.
Okay, so
there.
why is it going to be such a great fit here in Denver when you have Jokic, who's our guy, right?
Because
He's
it's
the
perspective, Phil. It's perspective. Like LeBron can now take a step back and say, okay, this happened. I'm not going to blame the Nuggets for what's going to happen, but I have the opportunity to play with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and go out there and contend for a championship.
No.
We'll see. We'll revisit this conversation a little bit later on.
Indeed, we will.
Throughout the course of the program. Let us know your thoughts. All right, let's hit a quick break. When we come back, a little sports potpourri in the world of Denver sports. All that more next.
The Rockies aren't winning the West, but they might be one of the most fun teams in baseball now. Rookie T.J. Rumfield is raking. Hunter Goodman's launching homers at a rate that has all-star voters and trade deadline scouts paying attention. Mickey Moniak is back healthy, and Sensatella's having a career year out of the bullpen. The trade deadline's August 3rd. Who stays? Who goes? What's the new front office building toward? Denver Sports is all over it. Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important, trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
This July is America's 250th birthday, and Low T Center is celebrating 250 years of freedom with our 250 for 250 deal. All month long, men who start testosterone therapy and stay with it for 90 days earn $250. So if you're over 40 with low energy, sex drive, not feeling yourself, don't stay that way. Low T Center is raising the T of American patriots from sea to shining sea. Come celebrate 250 years of America with Low T Center's 250 for 250 deal, because bringing back energy and vitality of your youth is worth celebrating. Go to fixmylowt.com to book a free tea test. That's fixmylowt.com. Offer ends July 31st. Terms and conditions apply.
Skip this year's front porch roofing circus and bring in the local professionals.
Visit us at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at Bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. If you've listened to me the past few years, you know I love golfing. And the courses I keep playing are Aurora's 5 public courses. Spring Hill is one of the best hidden gems around, perfect for becoming a short game chef. And Saddle Rock, well, the mountain views never get old. Beautiful course conditions, great service, and the restaurants keep me coming back. Book your next tee time or learn more about lessons, leagues, and programs at golfaurora.com. And go ahead and follow them on Instagram at golfaurora.co.
All right, barbecue fans, Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law and 303 Law 4040 with something special for you that we're cooking up for the best free meal in all of Denver. Now, in addition to my delicious smoked pulled pork that we serve on nearly a monthly basis and my copycat Chipotle chicken recipe that has a kiss of smoke and is fantastic. Our friends over at Old Style Sausage, a local company that makes these sausages that are custom made for the smoker. Mike Daborski over there is going to give us some. So this summer, they will join the menu at the best free meal in Denver. We're here to help. It's every first and third Thursday. You get free groceries and a hot meal for the night. No questions asked. You just pull up and pop the trunk. It's every first and third Thursday, Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road, E Hills Church from 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
When it's time to sell your home, you hope your agent knows the market, timing, pricing, interest rates, neighborhoods, staging open houses, understanding contracts, completing paperwork. Oh, and can actually help guide you on your big move. Don't hope, know. When you hire a Weichert agent, you can be sure you've got a partner who will guide you every step of the way, from listing to closing and everything in between. Weichert, dream, move, home. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Dental phobia? Consider sedation dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, coloradosedation.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Step Denver, a nonprofit solution to addiction and homelessness.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is Striker, Striker. Text Striker to 303-713-1043 right now for your chance to win a $250 gas card. That's Striker to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on a wedding ring.
All right, we'll mix the LeBron conversation back in here in just a little bit. We'll also get to the Nikola Jokic update. But I do think, like, locally, those are the two big stories right now, right?
Mhm.
But I think nationally, the big story is the game coming up tonight, right? We just talked about it with Drew. Like, I've been looking forward to it all day. The United States taking on Belgium tonight. The winner, of course, will go on to play Spain in the next round. And obviously, this is, you know, the biggest soccer match in the history of U.S. soccer, Phil. Like,
You talking about tonight?
oh, yeah, against Belgium. It's
yeah.
going to be awesome. And look, Belgium's kind of been a thorn in their side. I brought it up earlier in the show just about, like, the Tim Howard game back in 2014 and just unable to break through. But, like, it feels like, at least in my opinion, this United States team not only has a puncher's chance, but, like, it's no longer surprising if they win this match. Like, if you would have told me that the United States would have been in this situation, they're playing Belgium with an opportunity to advance this far in the tournament, I would have said, wow, what went right? Like, we're lucky to be here. But like, it feels like a team
Like, we're
that's
in a
on a bit
dream.
of a run.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they caught fire at the right time, right? From some of their better players, they're able to stay healthier, and they're playing at a high tempo, which is helping them out. They have depth, and they are in a situation where it's just more confident. They're understanding what they need to do, and it's working in their favor. Can they sustain this? Can they maintain what they're doing? I believe they can, especially like the excitement with this and still having flow back. All right,
Yeah,
we
having
all
Flo
know,
back's huge.
you know, having Flo back, and at one point he had the red card and he wasn't going to play, and now
Home
he's
cooking.
playing. Hey, you
Someone
know, you
made
got to
the
have
call.
that. You know, you got to slip some under the table, say, hey, we need our better player, and so he's playing. He's back in the mix. So I know as a athlete, when you have one of your better players back, it just brings more to the table, and you're more excited, saying, hey, we do have a chance.
I don't want to take it this far, but I'm trying to make a comparison, right, of like this United States men's national team, like compared to maybe another sport that we've seen. Like, in my mind, the Knicks came up, but I don't think it's quite to that level because the Knicks went through some growing pains,
Yeah.
right? And international soccer is much different. But when it kind of comes to like a team that's finding their own and is living up to expectations, if I'm going to go NBA terms, and I know they kind of flamed out in the playoffs, but it kind of feels like the Detroit Pistons.
Ooh.
Right? Like, where the Detroit Pistons of this year, like, everyone thought they'd be competitive, but one seed in the Eastern Conference, and Cade Cunningham MVP, and Jalen Duren, and everything else that kind of came with that. And obviously, we know Detroit did not ultimately live up to their potential as a one seed. But I think Detroit went from pleasant surprise to established household name. And at least in this tournament, that's how it feels like with this United States team, where it's like the first couple of games was like, whoa, yippee, right? And obviously, like, their path hasn't been the most difficult. You beat Bosnia in the first knockout round. Belgium, an older team.
Mhm.
They're the favorites tonight, should take care of business. But it feels like a team that's not relying on just momentum and good vibes. It feels like a tactical squad.
It really does. It feels like a team that has the chemistry that they're building, and they're only going to get better as time goes on. They're a younger team, and it feels like they found a way to exploit some of these other teams, and that's exactly what this is all about. Can you weather the storm? Can you find ways to make those bigger plays? And that's exactly what Team USA has done. Make big plays when it matters the most. Can they do it tonight? Yes, they will. Having one of their better players back in flow. All right, having the system that they do run. You just got done talking about how Belgium is a little older. All right, they're not as rested as Team USA. Use that to your advantage if you're Team USA when it comes to just the tempo.
Right, and I think, look, the United States is going to have to establish that tempo and try to make Belgium play their style of game, right? And we look at the YouTube chat brought to you by our friends over at Champ Honda. Like, people are pointing out kind of the veteran experience of this Belgian squad. Like, Lukaku is not what he used to be, right? Kind of like LeBron James, right? Like LeBron James isn't exactly what he used to be, but he could still make you pay. And ultimately, like, look, having Flo back, that's going to factor in. Like, I know Drew's big on Christian Pulisic in this game here tonight.
Bad dude right there.
Right?
Man.
Like the U.S. have to impose their will on this older team that is Belgium right now. But if they're able to do that, and it doesn't seem like this moment's too big for them. Like, I feel like they've done a good job of kind of living up to the expectation and the pressure that not only comes with playing in a World Cup, but playing on your home turf.
No, for sure. And when they do win tonight, AP, which they will, right? They're favored, baby. It's a baby favorite, but I think they can get the job done. Can they come out with a better song than Country Road? Can we do something different?
You don't like that?
I mean, I like it,
Take
but
me
come
home,
on.
Country Roads?
There's
What's
other
your
American
suggestion?
sides. I mean, Drew's not gonna like me for this because he doesn't
Party
like
in the
country.
USA?
I mean, I like that one.
That'd be a good
If
one.
you want to try to get funky, we can go with that, or something like Toby Keith. It'll be another one that you can do. I don't know. I just Country Road. I think there's other
It's a
ones out
classic.
there.
You got no respect for the classics? Or what?
I
It's a
respect
timeless
it.
song.
I'm just saying. Like, everybody thinks that West Virginia, that there's a bunch going on there. Okay, like, let's do something
That's
different.
fair. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the only thing I know about West Virginia is, like, they used to have, like, a bunch of coal mines that shut down and the song.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about West
I've
Virginia.
watched some YouTube videos on West Virginia.
West
Seems like
Virginia.
Right, aren't the Appalachian Mountains supposed to be, like, kind of haunted, too?
Look, you asking the
I feel
wrong
like I've
person.
heard something about
Phil
that.
doesn't know what the Appalachians are. He's
Exactly.
like, he just drew a blank stare. He's like,
I'm
wait,
just-
what's he talking
I'm shaking
about?
my head. I'm
The
nodding my
Apple what?
head back and forth.
Yeah, Phil. By the way, how are you going to sing along with country or
Take
what is
me
it with the Toby Keith song you mentioned? That's not a sing along song.
I mean, you got to know.
Country Roads is a sing along song.
Okay,
the whole
what-
crowd could sing.
If you don't have Country Road, which one are you going with?
I'm
Is there
not.
another one.
Country Roads is a perfect song, and I don't even like the song that much, but it's perfect for the situation.
Yeah, I don't know what you're going with over that, bro.
Toby Keith. Red,
Which
white, and
Toby
blue.
Keith song?
Red, white, and blue.
Not
He doesn't even know the name of the song, but yet he's advocating for it.
It's what's it called?
Dante's raising his hand.
Go ahead, Dante.
I just had another suggestion. The hockey team kind of took it, but Freebird rips when the U.S. scores.
Freebird does kind of scream America, right? Bald Eagle. There's a lot of we'll put that list together. If they win tonight, songs they could replace good old John Denver. If you want to go that route. But no, I'm looking forward to the game tonight, man. I think it's going to be an awesome match. I'll be, driving speed limit home, but I'm going to try to get home as quickly as I can to watch the second half.
What's you guys' predictions? You believe they're going to win tonight, Drew?
I do. I believe that we will win.
Oh, nice.
See what I did there?
See what you
I
did there,
believe
yeah.
that
3-1. 3-1 tonight.
So you were on last time.
I won. I picked 2-0 against Bosnia. Got that right with the late goal.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a 3-1 win tonight. I think Christian Pulisic is going to have himself a night this evening.
Dante?
I got 2-1 USA.
Oh,
It kind of
2-1.
inverts the score last time they played in 2014. Belgium got us 2-1. I think it's time we get some payback.
Okay.
What do you got?
I think I'm with Dante. I think it's going to be like a lower scoring game, like a 2-1 type beat. That's where I'm leaning.
I'm going to go with 2-1 too. I'm going
Okay,
to
so we
go
got
2-1.
3-2-1s.
Flo gets the penalty kick. Everybody goes ballistic.
Oh, wow.
They're mad. They're upset. This
Will it be
is fine.
controversial penalty kick?
Always is.
Yeah.
Here we
Always
go.
is. Oh, man, I cannot wait for this match tonight. Obviously, the biggest soccer match in U.S. soccer history. I'll be watching. We'll all be watching. And feel free to chime in on YouTube, chime in on the RamosLaw.com text line, and let us know your thoughts and predictions for the Stars and the Stripes going up against Belgium. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, plenty to unpack. There's 3 big stories with the Nuggets. There's LeBron James, there's Payton Watson, and there's the latest comments from Nikola Jokic about his future with the team. We'll unpack that next.
The Nuggets summer is heating up, and the biggest questions are still on the table. Will Nikola Jokic sign an extension or keep Denver holding its breath? Could a blockbuster Jamal Murray trade reshape the roster? And with Payton Watson hitting restricted free agency, what does the core look like moving forward? Stay locked in. Denver Sports has you covered all offseason long. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
This week's Recovery of the Week is brought to you by Step Denver, the men's residential addiction recovery program in Lower Downtown. Our Recovery of the Week this week belongs to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's own Brandon Stokely, who caught a case of the shingles and was out Wednesday last week, Thursday last week, Friday last week, and then Monday of this past week. So Stoke has recovered, he is on the mend, and back at work with a full recovery.
And that is your Recovery of the Week, brought to you by Step Denver. We're sitting down with Randy from Step Denver. Randy, thank you for sitting down with us. If you don't mind, just tell us what brought you to Step Denver and what's been your experience thus far.
Well, back in early September, my addiction had gotten really bad. And I knew I needed help, and a very good friend of mine suggested STEP. I didn't know anything about it, to be honest with you, but I came knowing I needed help, and STEP has changed my life. This is the best I have felt in years. I love the structure of STEP, everyone here, the brotherhood, the friends I've made. Today is day 97 for me. Excellent. And I'm in a very good place now with my sobriety. I feel good, I'm working, saving money. I have reconnected with my kids, which is incredible. I get to see them and the rest of my family next week. Excellent. Yeah, it's, like I said, completely changed my life, and I feel great.
Man, I am so happy to hear that. Thank you so much for sitting down and being vulnerable with us and getting the message for Step Denver out there. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
If you are someone who is ready and willing to seek help, call now or visit stepdenver.org. If you'd like to give, donations are also accepted at that same link, stepdenver.org.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco, banking for everyone.
If you have a deck and are wondering if it's time to replace or fix that deck, I have Ron Gibbous from Denver Deck Builders to tell you what to look for.
Usually people upgrade their deck because they want to spend more time outside. We do have customers that will call because their old deck is unsafe or is so old it's not usable anymore. Most of the time, people just want to spend more time outside. They want to have parties. They just want to spend quality time outside.
Start planning your family's outdoor living space with Denver Deck Builders. Go to ddbonthefan.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. General contractors, are you tired of working with 8 different subs for a single project? Homestrong is the answer. Their crews handle excavation, foundations, waterproofing, crawl spaces, and flat work. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 5-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Need better rest? Let mattress firm Sleep Experts match you with the perfect bed at the July 4th sale. They make sleep easy.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, Danilo Piro in for Zach By alongside my man Phillip Lindsay. We got Dante Gomez and Drew Spivak behind the glass. While the biggest story in the world of sports is tonight's game between the United States and Belgium, the biggest story locally involves the Denver Nuggets. And frankly, there's three different kind of angles, but all roads lead back to off-season plans and aspirations and everything that kind of comes there. I'll give you your pick of the litter, Phil, because we've kind of talked about these at different points or another. You want to start with Payton Watson?
Yeah, hold on, AP. I'm jamming to this right
You're
here.
vibing, okay. You want to let it ride for him? There you go, Dante.
Hey, who said that? Okay, AP, we're good. We're
All right.
back on track.
You want to
Sorry.
start P-Watt, LeBron, or Jokic? The floor is yours. You choose.
Let's go P-Watt. Because we're going to argue about LeBron James.
Yep.
Till we're blue in the
And we're
face.
going to argue about Jokic.
And
till
we're going to
blue in
argue
the
about
face.
Jokic. Maybe we'll be on the same page with Payton Watson
Okay.
and what's going on with him, if anything, right now. So let's go P-Watt.
All right, so the news that is now kind of being swept under the rug as it pertains to Payton Watson is nothing necessarily surprising. That the Nuggets are willing to match essentially any offer given to Payton Watson at this point in time in his restricted free agency. The new wrinkle in this conversation has to do with the idea of, do the Nuggets potentially explore a sign-and trade? And we saw what Walker Kessler ended up fetching, because Utah found themselves in a similar position where Danny Ainge wanted to keep Walker Kessler, right? That's a young, growing team that's got a lot of upside, and Kessler was supposed to be a part of their future. But for lack of a better phrase, the Lakers made the Utah Jazz an offer they couldn't refuse, which included 2 unprotected first-round picks, along with 2 pick swaps in upcoming years. So that's a pretty good haul for a guy who's making $130 million over 4 years, on top of the fact that you don't have to pay that. So I think you and I are both in agreement, though. The Nuggets' best option for next year in contention is re-signing Payton Watson, even if it's going to cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah. No. Before we get into this, AP, if somebody wants to offer Payton Watson a contract, who would those teams you think would be? Right now?
I believe there's legitimately only 2 teams that are going to be able to offer the type of money that he's looking for, which is the Los Angeles Clippers, one, and I believe they'd have to finagle with the John Collins trade they just made to trade the exceptions and this and that. It's a mind-numbing gymnastics act to go through the CBA and try to process and understand how these things work. But what you need to know, the Clippers and the Brooklyn Nets are the 2 teams that theoretically could make Payton Watson an offer in the range of what he and his agent are looking for.
So you got the Clippers and the Nets that we have to worry about if they decide they want to make an offer. No matter what, though, what we're hearing is the Nuggets are willing to match. So if somebody like the Clippers are willing to give $29 million, the Nuggets want to match that. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but that's kind of what happens.
Yeah, and I don't think that would be the case, to be honest with you. And obviously, the Nuggets, that's the nice. To be completely honest with you, from the time this entire process started, the Nuggets have had all the leverage.
Yeah.
Because as a restricted free agent, you can only do so much, right? All you can do is have an offer sheet from some other team, and then your team has the right to sign that, and away we go, kind of like the Walker Kessler situation and whatnot. So the Nuggets find themselves with all of the power, right? The only thing that I think nothing could really ever take the power away from the Nuggets is just if a team like the Clippers or the Nets makes a Godfather type of offer that Denver doesn't want to match. Then they have a decision to make.
But then on the other side of this, right, if let's say the Clippers decide they want to give Payton Watson $29 million, the Nuggets decide they want to match that, then the sign-and-trade could come to play where it's we're going to pay you the $29 and then we're going to trade you away, correct?
Correct.
Something like that can happen.
And the Nuggets, let me clarify this, the Nuggets are open, reportedly, to a sign-and-trade. This is not, obviously this was always an option, and I don't know if this is Denver trying to get leverage of, go have fun in Brooklyn, right? And, also, let's look at it this way. We're talking about businesses, we'll talk about Jokic here in just a minute, and making money. You get to keep more of your money playing in Denver versus if you sign a contract for $5 million more in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right? Because of the New York State taxes and kind of everything that comes with that. And yeah, just to confirm, there's only 2 teams that have enough cap space right now to make that type of significant offer to Payton Watson. It is the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, there'll probably be some teams that are more interested in a sign-and-trade, but you're talking about a guy who had the best season of his career, 14 points per game, 4.9 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists per game, and started essentially half of the games with 40 for Denver last year.
And he's homegrown.
Right.
You developed him to this point.
And you need guys that are young and blossoming and have upside in this league. Like Nikola Jokic, like I hate to admit it, while he'll still probably be, an MVP candidate this year, like that he's going to start to decline at some point, right? He's always going to be really good. Like Jokic's floor is going to be higher than just about every other player in the NBA, even when he's 33, 34 years old, but he's not going to be as good as he was when he was 28, 29, 30.
And also when it comes to Peyton Watson, all right, you're looking for a guy just like that now in the new NBA, right? Long, lengthy when it comes to the range, all right? When it comes to being able to play defense. Peyton Watson could play great defense for you, but also he's developing a shot and shot creating with that too as well. So now he's a guy that can play on both sides of the court. Those are the players that you're looking for moving forward when they're young and they're developing that way. So teams will be lining up if there's a sign and trade so they can get someone like Peyton Watson. Therefore, AP, I would not be willing to do that if I'm the Denver Nuggets. You spent all this time developing this man. You're looking for guys just like him, and he's one that's right in front of your face. Sign him. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to make $29 million here. I don't believe he deserves that much, but I believe that they're going to give him a little bit more than Christian Brown because he's going to want more, and then you go from there. I believe that you keep someone like that because he's the future, Peyton Watson that is, and you build around him as time goes on.
Okay, but let's say, just for conversation's sake, let's say Brooklyn or Los Angeles offers him that $29 a year,
okay,
which is steep, right? You're talking almost $5 million more a year than Christian Brown's getting. Is that a number you're comfortable paying? And let me throw it out this way too, because obviously, like, if you don't trade Cam Johnson, if you don't trade Gordon or Murray, like, you're going to find yourself in that second apron just to bring back Peyton Watson at $29 million per year. Is that a number and a figure that you're comfortable paying him? Or if a team comes around and makes you an offer you can't refuse of a first-round pick, a couple of seconds, and a backup point guard, do you consider that?
Because he's so young. Now, with this being said, what I'm going to say is, like, yes, I'm going to keep Peyton Watson with the $29 million because you're looking for players like that. But on the other side of it, I'm still trying to get rid of someone like Cam Johnson. I'm still trying to get rid of someone like Aaron
Who's
Gordon.
making $10 million less.
Yes, $10 million. But even someone
and
like
Cam
AG.
Johnson.
AG is, like, let's go with AG. Look at you. AG, who's making pretty much $32 million. I would be trying to get him off my books if I do decide to go down this road.
A guy that you labeled as Mr. Nugget, who's invaluable to this franchise.
Hold on now. We're talking about sports, though. Like if that's the case, all right, like you can love a guy, but if he's not doing what he needs to do for you, you got to move on. That's just how sports are. Now, as a person, he's a great person. He is Mr. Nugget, but this is about father time, and father time is not good to players and when it comes to athletes, when it comes to sports. And so with that being said, I'd be willing to move on from Aaron Gordon because we're getting ready to start paying this man $31.8 or some million. All right, is he worth that at his age and what he's bringing to the table, which is when he's healthy, good, but he's not healthy majority of the time? Like, no, it's time to move on and go with somebody like Peyton Watson. You want to get rid of? You want to keep AG?
No, or I do want to keep AG. Yes, like if I can make it all work, absolutely. And here's where I think we're going to disagree. I think the Nuggets' best path to contention is running it back. I truly believe that, and I'll stand on this too. I think Minnesota was a nightmare matchup for them. I'll give it a buck and a stack. I said it on Shapiro and Pure with Jake. If they got to that 7-round series against San Antonio, I was picking the Nuggets in 7. I think it was.
Do you believe that they would get to a 7th
against San Antonio?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think Minnesota was a nightmare matchup.
AP, Minnesota got embarrassed by the Spurs. They got embarrassed by the Spurs.
But I think Denver matched up with San Antonio better than Minnesota does. That's where, and obviously now Minnesota's a much different team. And again, that's a conversation for another day. But point being, as it pertains to Peyton Watson, I think we all agree that the Nuggets want to bring him back. That's a top priority. And again, the Nuggets have all the leverage because the longer and longer this thing gets dragged out, the less and less suitors and less teams and less options Peyton Watson is going to have to exercise.
Well, do you believe that Peyton Watson is going to sign here by the end of the not the day literally, but like,
you know, when free agency started, I thought it was almost a guarantee. I really did believe that, but like now, I'm thinking of this sign and trade, and I'm looking at a Denver Nuggets team that's barren when it comes to assets and draft picks and flexibility, and I'm like, you know, if a team makes an offer they can't refuse, I wonder if they accept it.
But what does that look like? Like, to you, what would that look like?
What
would you
multiple
need?
Draft picks and a reserve player.
And do you think that doing that right now is going to put the Denver Nuggets in a great situation this coming year? Like, isn't this what this is all about, is making sure that they have a chance to win right now?
Sure.
But like you giving up Payton Watson,
but think about it.
You hurt your chances.
You had those first-round picks. What can you do at the trade deadline with those picks? We just saw what Jaylen Brown went for. Think about if the Denver Nuggets had an extra first-round pick or two, the offer they could have put forth for Jaylen Brown. And obviously the reports came out that they were not interested in including Jamal Murray in that package. Right, and we saw Jaylen Brown get shipped off for the corpse of Paul George and a bag of peanuts. Right, like if you have an extra first round pick or two, Jaylen Brown could be a Denver Nugget right now with Jamal Murray. Like, so that's going to provide you with some options and flexibility to continue to push your chips all the way in. Because let's say you take Payton Watson off this team just for conversation, and Aaron Gordon is relatively healthy, and you've got Jamal, and you've got Jokic, and Cam Johnson's better, and CB improves.
That's a lot that has to go your way.
But I think it's fair to expect that.
You better.
I think
they're getting paid that.
Point being, the Nuggets are winning 45 games probably no matter what, as long as Jokic is healthy.
All right.
Right? And they're probably going to be closer to that 50-win mark. They finished with 53 last year.
But what about the playoffs? What does the playoffs look like? That's what this
a lot
is
of that
about,
comes
right?
down to matchup, right? But like you find yourself in that 3, 4, 5 seed range if you're the Nuggets and come trade deadline time, see who's available. Right? Like that provides you with flexibility. Like I'm a little bit worried. As I told you in one of the commercial breaks, I was pounding the table on this station, stamping, saying the Nuggets would regret signing Christian Brown before they signed Payton Watson. And obviously that has a little bit to do with who Payton Watson is as a player, but now it's like the Uno reverse card. Because you could have signed Payton Watson for what Cam Johnson get paid between 15 and 20 million, maybe a little bit closer to 15 than 20. Now you're going to have to pay this guy 25 to 30 million. And that's a big bill to pay for a guy in Payton Watson who's still unestablished as a consistent player in this league.
But that's, you know what, and for an athlete, it's all about timing, right? I'm with you. I don't want to pay Payton Watson $29 million, but it is about timing. You put it up like Shedeur Sanders. It is perfect timing.
Can they afford another bad contract, though?
No, they can't.
Because CB right now looks terrible.
No, they can't. You can't go in there and have a bad contract with CB, then turn around and pay someone like Payton Watson, but you have no choice.
And
because who else is out there for
Watson's had injury issues too, though. Like let's imagine a scenario where CB regresses or stays the same.
Okay.
Watson plays 40 games a year because of injuries, and Gordon's banged up too. You're screwed. Those are 3 borderline unplayable contracts on your books. So, again, to me, the conversation isn't about is Payton Watson worth a contract extension. It's at what number. Because if you have another CB-esque type of contract,
well, this is
it's
where you
GGs,
hope,
bro.
This is where you hope
GGs.
that the two teams you talk about when it comes to the Nets and the Clippers, that they don't try to put a contract in.
Correct.
And you hope that they decide that they're going to go their separate ways, and now the ball is back in your court, and now maybe it's like, yes, you're right. I'm going to give you a little bit more than Christian Brown because you are better than Christian Brown, but we're not going to give you $27, $28, or $29 million. It's going to be something like $26 million.
Even less.
You know,
could they get it down to 22?
No. Heck no.
What if but who are they negotiating against at that point?
It doesn't. But also,
Payton Watson's not going to play.
But hey, I'll tell you what, he's not taking $22 million. It's like you just gave Christian Brown. Okay, you decided to take Christian over me anyway. You gave Christian Brown $25 million. You're going to give me 22?
What's his leverage, though, besides words?
I mean, I tell you what.
Christian Brown was a legitimate contributor on a championship team.
He was a backup at that time, though.
But he played more minutes than
Payton
did. He was a
backup. Payton Watson's playing meaningful minutes, starting minutes, and showing that he can do it. Christian Brown didn't.
I disagree with that. And look, I'm down on Christian Brown.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Who's shown more in their NBA career? Payton Watson or Christian Brown?
But also because Christian Brown's coming off the bench, we got the opportunity where someone like Payton Watson was growing and he was developing.
We saw Payton.
Now look at what Payton Watson looks like as he gets better, as he gets more experience. Way better than Christian Brown.
Is it a guarantee that happens?
Nothing's ever a guarantee.
Or is that Payton Watson knowing
the
the sense of the urgency and this is a career year and a contract year for me? Look, I want Payton Watson on this team. I do.
No, you don't.
But I think, yes, I do.
No, you don't.
At the right number.
Okay,
at the right number.
So you think $22 million? You think my man is going to sign for $22 million? The Clippers could give him $22 million.
I'm not saying 22, but I'm saying what leverage does he have? The Nuggets are going to, assuming the Clippers or the Nets don't make a significant offer, what leverage does he have to sit out? Because I would flip it around and say Payton Watson's what, 22, 23 years old?
Mm-hmm.
23 years old.
23.
He'll be 24 at the start of next year. He can sign a 3-year extension and then get paid again when he's 27, 28. This is a guy who hasn't made a lot of money in his career. Going back to the Jokic conversation we'll have here in a minute. Like, it's interesting. I think the Nuggets find themselves with a lot of leverage in this situation.
If the Clippers and the Nets don't throw an offer out there for him.
Yeah. All right, let us know your thoughts. RamosLaw.com text line. Do you think the Nuggets should sign and trade Payton Watson? Should they sign him? And what figure do you think that will come at? All right, this is KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARS FM Laramie. Anilo Piro in for Zach By, alongside with my main man, Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by our friends over at Regen RX.
Woo! There you go, AP. There you go.
Fun conversation there about Payton Watson. Ultimately, we shall see. I mean, the stars are aligning for him to come back to this Denver Nuggets team.
I thought you liked P-Watt.
I do. What did I say that makes you think I don't like P-Watt? Dante, do I sound like I don't like P-Watt?
You want to get him for the cheap. And he's
it's called
not taking
business.
That. Oh, just like we're getting ready to talk about
Broncos
another man
wanted
that's
you on the
business.
cheap, bro.
Exactly.
It worked out nice for them.
It did, but you know what? I didn't have leverage like P-Watt is.
What leverage does P-Watt have?
Well, one, we don't know the offers that are being put out there for Payton Watson. We don't think there's any offers because nothing has been said right now, but we just don't know what's happening. Maybe the Clippers put an offer out there. Maybe someone like the Nets put an offer out there. Now the ball's back in P-Watt's court, and that's all he needs because we know the Denver Nuggets are going to match that, and you go from there. But if you're P-Watt, you're sitting there saying, dude, I'm better than Christian Brown. I play better defense than him. I score better than him. Okay, I do a lot more than just score and play defense. I can rebound as well. So for me, it's like I want more money than Christian Brown. It's not P-Watt's issue. It's the Nuggets' issue for overpaying for CB.
Voice of reason, Dante?
I think Anilo's looking out more for the Nuggets' perspective, and Phil might be looking out more for P-Watt himself's perspective. So I think anybody, if you're the Nuggets, you'd want him as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
But for the better of the player, obviously he wants to get paid. So I think it's just two different perspectives you guys are
and
looking
you
at
might
it
be able to get him on a more market or a team-friendly deal because of what his market is right now. I think that's the point I'm trying to make.
What do you believe he's gonna if he signs here? What do you think he's gonna?
Well,
sign?
I will say there is no such thing as a team-friendly deal for him to be back in Denver because he has to get offered from another team, and then the Nuggets have to get to choose if they want to match that or not. So he is going to get paid what the market price is at this point because that's just how restricted free agency works.
If he gets offered, though. If he gets offered.
That's true. Well, he'll get offered at some point.
But he could get lowballed. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but eventually at some point he will accept one of them, and then it's up to the Nuggets
Right.
to decide if they want to match it or not. But he's going to get market price. That's the way restricted free agency works. You are paid what your value is.
Yeah, and we get a lot of texts here on the Ramos.com text line 303-713-1043 talking about how, going back to the playoffs and him not playing. Like I can confirm this, guys, and I understand why a lot of people would go there. Like Payton was seriously hurt. Like he really, really, really was.
That
like
was 3 hamstrings.
Yeah,
that
he was dealing
with
with something significant that prevented him from playing. I really don't believe that was Payton just protecting himself and maybe that had something to do with it, but that was not the driving
towards the
force.
end when you start to realize that maybe we're not going to get out the first round. Why am I
Right.
going to put myself through this?
And let me add this, and then we'll move on to Jokic.
Yeah.
I was sitting like I'm sitting now face to face with you, Payton Watson, in media day.
Okay.
And this is, I believe, I don't know if he had switched to clutch yet, or what the situation was.
No, clutch was in the middle of the year.
middle of the year, correct.
Yeah.
He was asked a question, like a contract year, this and that, and he gave an answer of like, and I don't want to speak for him, and maybe we can go find it, whatever it might be, but like Payton Watson made it seem like he was willing to take less to stay here. Right?
That's any player. That's any player before you start having a great year.
Before you start having an agent, you're telling you this and that. But point being, from Payton Watson has loved his time in Denver, and ultimately we'll see if that time in Denver continues. I think it will. But, we'll see what Clutch has up their sleeves and what kind of offer he has made by opposing teams. Okay, the big story of the day for the Denver Nuggets, though, does not involve LeBron James. That is a fun conversation for us to have. It involves Nikola Jokic.
Uh-oh.
And here's a quote that came out from the big fella today after one of Serbia's games overseas about his future and his contract status with the Denver Nuggets. Quote, "My idea is to sign next summer and stay in Denver for the rest of my life, period," end quote. And that is something that you're reading into. You and I are reading this quote differently. I'm looking at stay in Denver for the rest of my life as the big takeaway, and you're looking at sign next summer as the big takeaway.
So let's break this down first. Did you think that Jokic was going to sign this year? Right, he has a chance to sign right now, correct?
I thought there was a good chance. I wasn't definitive about it.
Why is that?
Because I thought Nikola Jokic would always do what was best for himself, and I think
signing
the reason I'm
maybe $87 million.
The reason in which I'll give you here in a minute is why I thought there was always a chance not to.
I was always under the impression that he was going to sign no matter what, right? And he still can. But I thought he was going to sign this year, before the season started, this summer, right now, where it's like, hey, I'm going to come to the table. I'm going to sign the paper. There's 287, maybe even a little bit more on the table. I don't want to just leave sitting there. Let's get it done. All right, the luxury of just being able to have that money in the NBA, it's all guaranteed. I wish that was the case for the NFL. But now, Jokic seems like he's postponing that, in that he's going to sign next summer. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at, okay, yeah, like, I want to be a Nugget for life. We understand that. But you have Jokic sitting here saying his idea is to sign next summer. Well, why not now? If you want to be a Nugget for life, why not now?
Because he's going to make himself more money and give himself more security by waiting a year.
But he already did that. He didn't sign last year, and he was going to make around $206 million. He didn't sign because he's going to make $280, right? A little over $280 million. So, like, at this point, why not sign this contract? It's not about money. You mean to tell me $280 million plus is not enough, AP?
Because he could sign a 4-year, $278 million contract right now.
Yeah, right now.
Or wait one more year, that 4-year contract becomes a 5-year contract, an extra year into your 30s at even more money.
At this point, he doesn't need the money. He already has so much money, it's not even funny. If he really wants more money, then do more endorsement deals.
If you know that you're going to stay in Denver and you're still going to play into your mid-30s, you're literally leaving $100+ million.
But see, here's the thing. We don't know if he's going to stay in Denver for the rest of his life. He wants to, but there's a reason why he's not signing. There's a reason why he's pushing it back. Because now it seems like he's putting even more pressure on the organization to get things done. Or whether the case is to sign LBJ or to find somebody else to help him out, the reason why Jokic is not signing his contract right now is not because he wants more money. It's because he wants to know that they respect him enough to bring in the right guys to win another championship, AP.
And that could be part of it. Let me follow up. Here's another portion of the quote from Nikola Jokic.
Okay.
Quote, "The reason for that is strictly business.
Okay.
My desire is to play with the Nuggets for the rest of my career. It's up to them whether they'll offer me that or not," end quote. So he's now putting the ball back in the Nuggets court. But he literally states here, and again, this is if you take Jokic at face value.
Mm-hmm.
He says the reason for that is strictly business. There has never been – look, Jokic looked frustrated. The end of last year was extremely frustrating for the fans, the players, the coaches, the ownership. Everybody alike was frustrated and annoyed at how last year ended. But I'm not going to let that frustration connect the dots to Jokic.
You weren't frustrated the year before that too?
Jokic
was very frustrated.
It's a shame.
This year, it's getting worse. It is getting worse.
I have been on the record saying that if Jokic ends up with one NBA championship and has a legacy akin to that of Dirk Nowitzki, that is a disgrace.
So then, if that's how you feel, how do you think that man feels who's the one who has to go out there and do it every single night?
To be honest with you.
He's upset. He's
upset
letting us know
enough
that.
to leave and balk. Because here's the other thing.
Why would he not?
With the way that the CBA is currently constructed, you make more money staying with your original team.
Okay.
This 5-year deal he's trying to sign is not going to be worth as much with another team as a free agent.
I'll tell you this. One, maybe he doesn't care about the money. Number two is he can still sign it. He can still sign the contract and then after a year say, I still want to be traded. Just because he's signed for a business reason, for all the money that he wants. That doesn't mean that he's going to be here the rest of his career, especially if things are not going right. If you don't think Jokic cares about his legacy, you're crazy.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't think that is more of a I think we're just interpreting it differently. I'm looking at Jokic deciding to not sign a contract this offseason and wait till next offseason as a business move. You're thinking it's more of a let's put some pressure on the organization.
That's a business move too.
Which could both be true at the same time. But I think ultimately, I'm taking the ZB line. But let's say the Nuggets flame out. Right? Let's say they lose in the first or second round.
Yeah.
You don't think he signed that contract next offseason?
What I said is he's going to sign it and then say, trade my ass.
But you do know
why would I want to continue to play for a team that does not care enough to get me over the hump?
But
I'm doing everything I can to make sure this team is going, and yet we're still losing.
You do realize that when he signs this contract a year from now, he gets a no-trade clause, right?
So he gets to pick where he gets to go, correct?
Correct, but why would he want a no-trade clause if he's interested in leaving?
Because
even if he didn't,
now,
did Giannis have a no-trade clause?
So
no.
tell me this: let's get on the same page.
The Bucks
with a no
work with
trade
Giannis.
clause. No trade clause means that if he wants to be traded or they want to trade him, he gets to decide where he gets to go. Correct?
Yeah, if
that's why
correct.
he's doing it.
He could be like, here's a list of teams.
Exactly. That's why he's doing it, because he wants to go to a certain team if he doesn't want to be here. All right. If you're a general manager, at some point you're going to take the best offer out there, and it may not be where Jokic wants to go. So when you have that no trade clause, now the ball is back in Jokic's court, and now it's like, hey, look, this is where I want to go. These are the 3 teams that I want. Make it happen. That's why you do that as a player.
Yeah, okay. Let me just throw this comparison out there. Giannis Antetokounmpo did not have a no-trade clause.
Yeah.
And I would say Giannis meant to Milwaukee what Jokic means to Denver.
Okay.
Right? We're like all-time franchise. I know they had Kareem like way back when, but like modern era teams. Giannis did not have a no-trade clause, and they still did right by him. If the situation ever arose where Nikola truly wanted to be traded, with or without a no-trade clause, I think the Nuggets would do right by him.
You would hope. Even
if it means the Lakers.
But you're dealing with human beings. You're dealing with pettiness. You're hoping. All right, when you have a no-trade clause, like you put the ball back in your court where no matter what happens, you're telling them this is where I'm going. I believe Deshaun Watson had that, right? Deshaun Watson had a no-trade clause. I think he
you might be correct.
Yeah, I think he did, and he got to choose where he wanted to go ultimately. But it just gives the player more power. That's why I believe that Jokic will want to.
I believe there's only 2 players in modern NBA history though that have had a no-trade clause: LeBron James and Bradley Beal, of all people, which is crazy. It shows you just how rare a no-trade clause is. I don't think there's probably Bradley Beal's not on that contract anymore, neither is LeBron. So there's probably no active NBA players right now with a no-trade clause. I'm at the point, man, where...
So you're not concerned about this?
I'm really not. I think it's like I'd probably do the same thing if I were him, to be completely honest with you. Like, if I was in Nikola Jokic's shoes, which I'm not because I'm 5'6" and Italian, and I'm not blessed with these Serbian genes to be a basketball god. But if I find myself...
You can still jump.
In a little bit.
All right.
I can sprint.
There you go.
But if I find myself in the same... If I got an agent in my ear and I'm saying, look, Nikola, like, you're obviously... If I know, like, let's say it's the fan, right? And it's like the fan's like, hey, we want you to work here for as long as you want.
Yeah.
And I feel the exact same way. And I got a contract or something like that. And if I sign this contract now, I'm going to make this. But if I wait a year, I'm going to get a little bit more security and a little bit more money. It's literally not even a question to me, Phil.
Okay, but here's the thing. Say the fan wants you, but you already have $200 million in the bank. And they're offering you right now another $275 million. Do you think an additional $30 million to you is going to be anything? I know it's crazy for us regular folk
that's
out here.
going to do something for me.
That means you already have $500 million.
Right.
All right, $30 million you're not worried about that $30 million anymore. You already have it. So now what are you worried about? Now you're focusing. Why do you think players want to get paid and have that security? Because now they just want to focus on playing the sport.
But if the end game
is focusing on that now.
If the end game is the same, and I'm going to end up where I want to end up, and that's not going to change, and Jokic is going to stay with the Nuggets.
Well, you don't know that. You feel that way right now.
Okay, but
then you
just run with me for a second.
All right,
let's say that is the end game.
I'll try.
Right?
Let's
say I know in my heart of hearts, okay, I did this, I did that, I want to stay here the rest of my life. Why would I not maximize my earnings?
Because you don't have to. Because when's enough enough?
Well, that's foolish.
When is enough enough?
I ask myself that question every day in this life.
Look, when that's exactly what you have to ask yourself. Like, when you have everything in the world, you can buy anything you want. You're never gonna see that money anyway. All right, it's gonna go to your family by the end of it. You're gonna be in the grave, and it's gonna go as generational wealth. When's enough enough? At some point, like I just got done saying, it's about your legacy. That's why we play the game anyway. Because when you're a little kid, you're looking at it like, hey, I can get out. This can give me an opportunity, but I love playing this sport. Jokic is taken care of. But now it's about finding a way to get to that big boy table. The only way you get to the big boy table with the Kobe Bryants and the Michael Jordans, you got to win multiple championships. And that's something that right now Jokic does not have. So right now, I believe the reason why this man is not signing his contract is because he's putting more pressure on the organization to make sure that they get this right this time, because if not, he can opt out and decide to be a free agent. And yeah, he'll take less, but he may not look at the money anymore. It may be more of like, I want to win, and I want to win another championship.
You're assuming that's how he feels, though.
You are too.
You're talking about, that is fair.
You are too.
But I have more reason to believe that he feels the way that I'm describing.
Why? What's your reason?
Because the way that he's gone about his business. And, I know a lot of it's joke and banter. Jokic very much cares about basketball. I'm not trying to discredit that. But Jokic is not LeBron James, where LeBron James came out with all these expectations and pressure and the chosen one and the kid from Akron and the decision and all that kind of stuff. Like, Jokic, to a certain extent, is playing with house money. Jokic was the diamond in the rough.
Yeah, to us.
A second-round pick. To everybody.
No, to us.
Even
but
to himself.
No, how do you know?
I don't know that.
Exactly. So here we go. No, I'm going to stop you right there, okay? Because now you're putting words in his mouth. But he probably thought, okay, his whole life he played basketball. His whole life he's been like that. He thought he should have probably got drafted in the first round. In the first round, not the second. We know this is NBA. This is not the NFL. You're drafted in the second round because they don't think you're as good as a first rounder.
When has Jokic ever given the indication that his legacy matters?
Guess what?
To that extent.
But that's his personality. Just because he shows it to us differently than how he probably feels. Okay, we know Jokic wants to win. We know Jokic wants to win championships. He cares about that stuff. MVPs. Why do you think he played the rest of this year? He could have sat out. But if you sit out too many games, you can't be rewarded the MVP. He came back too early. He did. Why is that? Because he wanted to try to win an MVP, and the man almost did. He came in second. So don't sit here and think and think you know this man and think he's just okay and satisfied with one championship. He wants to win.
I'm not saying that he's satisfied with one championship.
Obviously you are.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I think he values his long-term financial, outlook.
He has it.
More than that.
He has the stability. Is it not about legacy for you?
For me, it is.
Once you have all the money in the world, what do you do next, AP? What's next?
But if
get more money?
If he's prioritizing comfort, and I think there's also something to be said with legacy about staying in one place. I think there is, even if he only wins one more championship, he doesn't win it. Look at Dirk Nowitzki. That dude is worshipped in Dallas.
He is.
Worshipped.
He is. But if you ask Dirk, hey, man, would you want a little bit more help? I guarantee he says, hell yes.
Do you think Dirk... If Dirk would Dirk trade his career to go win a second championship elsewhere or sit back how he is now and have the one with Dallas? If he had the option.
We'll have to ask Dirk.
But what do you think the answer is? You think Dirk is trading any time with Dallas for a second championship with another team? 'Cause I don't think so.
Okay, but we don't know if that's how Jokic feels. We assume, We assume.
There's been no indication otherwise. There's no, slight comments from LeBron and this and that, like Kevin Durant and legacy and blah, blah, blah.
Because he's a different person.
Exactly.
The way he expresses his feelings are different. We all are different in how we express ourselves. But if you sit here and think this man's okay with just losing year after year.
That's not what I'm saying, man.
Why? Why do you think he would move on?
Why do I think?
Yeah, well, if he decides he wants to move on, why would that be?
If the relationship with ownership became rotten and they truly fell off a cliff and were a non-playoff
team. So you think it's just a non-playoff team? It's okay. You think he's comfortable with just getting to the playoffs? Like, that's enough.
No,
like,
I
you
don't
think
think
it's comfortable that like a great
that.
player like this only wins one championship?
I think he's going to I think as long as he, in his mind, feels like they have a chance, that's good enough.
Do they have a chance this year?
Yes, they do. They have a chance.
Explain to me how they're going to have a chance.
I think they have a darn good squad.
They got bounced out of the first round
against a horrific matchup against Minnesota.
Is that our excuse? Is that
it's
against
not
some backups? It's a horrific matchup with some backups. They got bounced out of the first round and won 2 games. That's bull crap. And if you're a competitor, like I know Jokic is, he's sitting there saying something has to give. And that's why that man's not signing. Okay. It's not about the money. All right, it's a business decision when it comes to winning championships. And he wants to win. He has already probably $400 million in the bank.
No one is
questioning. What is he going to do? What else is he going to do with that?
Nobody is questioning his desire to win.
You are.
No,
you think he's comfortable. You think like he's okay with it. We all assume that he's okay with it.
I think he believes that they could still win here. That's what I believe. I believe he has a chance.
There's a chance.
It's also another conversation if he hasn't won yet, right? And I agree. Everyone Nikola, let me say this and be crystal clear. The man needs another championship to be cemented in basketball lore and legacy the way he deserves to be. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. He needs multiple championships, but at least one more to be in that Hakeem rarefied air, all that kind of stuff.
So how can he get there?
What's
his best chance of getting it?
I think it's building up this organization, and I think it's up to the organization, Ben Tenzer and Jonathan Wallace, to build accordingly around
But
him.
you're going to trust 2 guys that have never done this job?
Well, if he wants to put that pressure on Kroenke, he could. He's never shown an indication to do that with the front office.
Mm-hmm.
So, look, I think it's a fascinating discussion. You and we'll agree to disagree on this one. You think Jokic's quote, and let me just read this one more time for the fine folks out there. Jokic said, quote, "My idea is to sign next summer and stay in Denver for the rest of my life," end quote. You put more stock into the next summer portion. I put more stock into the rest of my life.
But also I put more stock into his idea. The idea. That means that, like, it's not guaranteed. He's not sitting here saying, I will sign next summer. Hey, the idea is to, but why? But why won't you say, hey, I will? It's not about the money now. It's because you want to see what the roster looks like. You want to see if they're doing enough for you, if they respect you enough that they're willing to do whatever it takes for you to win another championship. That's what this is about. He could sign right now. He's not doing it not just for financial reasons. He wants to see what the roster looks like. He doesn't want to go through another year where he puts in all that work, 82 games, just to get bounced out of the first round and only win 2 damn games. Come on, AP. Come on.
No, I respect your enthusiasm and your passion.
No. Legacy. You know that it's like you have all the money. It's about the legacy.
His legacy is the best player in franchise history.
He's not eligible to be with the big dogs at the biggest table yet.
But I also don't, and again, this is me assuming, because I know you're going to bring that up when I say this. We assume that it doesn't matter to him as much as it maybe does to me and you.
It matters. He has kids.
Look, and
AP, when you start having kids, okay, and you have something to give them and something to look forward to and to strive to be like, that's what this is about now. Those little babies of his that he gets to look at and be like, Daddy did this. Daddy has 2 of them championships, not 1, 2. Okay. That's what it's about. Them babies now, man.
I love it. You're fired up about this
one. Yeah, because
you switched up because you were telling me earlier that you used to be kind of on my side of things.
I was on your side. I truly thought that this man was going to sign the contract until his words today. My idea is to sign next summer. That means we have to wait all year long, go through all the pains of winning, losing a couple, and always in the back of our mind thinking, what is Jokic thinking? Is he truly going to sign? It's a lot of stress and it's a lot of pressure on the front office to do the right thing.
Oh, I love it. I love it. We're gonna have to continue this conversation throughout the course of the week when I'm with you, my man, and we'll get some people involved here on the RamosLaw.com text line. Like half the people are on your side, the other half are siding with me, and I think that ultimately means it was a good spirited kind of debate and conversation.
I think what's going on
I think
now.
You can see it to kind of put a bow on it, Phil. I could see it both ways. I really could. And again, not to use the Zach By-ism, I'm gonna use it though. 2 things can be true at the same time, right? He could be putting pressure on the organization. Let's make this move. Let's make that move. Let's push our chips all the way in. But he could also be looking out for his financial well-being, right? And I personally tend to think it's a little bit more towards the financial well-being. Jokic has never struck me as a guy that wants to switch up on this organization, that wants to switch up out of Denver. This is a guy that I've always thought, especially as he's ascended in this league, will be a nugget for life. He's the NBA's anti-star. Dude doesn't have social media. You want to talk about cashing in on brand deals and this and that? Like, he doesn't play the game the same way the traditional NBA superstar does, and because of that, I'm inclined to take his words at face value, Phil.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. That's cute.
Let us know your thoughts on the RamosLaw.com text line. Guys, summer is here, which means road trips, but with high gas prices, you're questioning whether or not to take that trip. Denver Sports is here to help. Entering for your chance to win a weekly $250 gas card and a possible grand prize of $1,000. All you have to do is listen for the keyword every hour and text it to 303-713-1043 before that hour ends. The more keywords you enter, the more chances you have to win. For complete rules, visit DenverSports.com/keyword. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll continue along with the conversation. A little U.S. soccer on the agenda tonight. Phil and I will break that down next.
The countdown is on. Broncos training camp is less than a month away. Rookies report July 22nd. Veterans hit Broncos Park powered by Common Spirit on the 28th. Bo Nix is expected back at full speed. Sean Payton skipping joint practices to maximize every rep. And it all builds toward a season opener on Monday Night Football against the Chiefs. From camp battles to kickoff, Denver Sports has you covered. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Are you stuck in rush hour traffic? You may be entitled to $1 sliders and fries at Arby's. Contact Arby's, and Arby's for more info about $1 sliders and fries between 2 and 6 p.m. with the purchase of any regularly priced food item only at participating Arby's.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Joint pain is awful when you're the person who is fighting through it, but I'm betting you aren't the only ones affected. Maybe you love someone who struggles with joint pain. You see it. You see what they don't say, what they've slowly stopped doing. It's July. The days are long. The light hangs around. Time to be outside, moving, playing, living, and you're sitting it out. Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about getting that life back, because at QC Kinetics, that's what's happening every day. People who are stuck in that cycle of pain in their hips, knees, shoulders, and back, they're finally stepping out of it with regenerative treatments done right in their office. No surgery, long recovery, or putting life on hold. Just real relief. The inflammation eases and the pain lets go. We hear it all the time, not just from patients, but from the people around them. He's back. She's herself again. So if this sounds like you or someone you love, go find out what's possible. QC Kinetics offers a free consultation to see if you're a candidate. Call 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
Behind every door is a story. Let Weichert guide yours with expert advice and peace of mind for all of your real estate needs. Weichert, the bright choice. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is bunt. B-U-N-T. Text bunt to 303-713-1043 right now for your chance to win a $250 gas card. That's bunt to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
Sean Ponda, YouTube chat, thinks you and I are about to fight after that last Sunday.
Hey, welcome to the fight, baby. Coach Mike McIntyre used to say that. He said, hey,
welcome to the fight.
Players make plays, players win games. Welcome to that damn fight.
Love it. Love it. Love
He's
it.
okay. AP is okay. I made him
I was
put a
gonna
little
say, I was
makeup on
checking
his
up on you, bro.
I made him put a little makeup on his eye.
I seen that
Okay, I
vein
didn't want
popping
him to
out
go
the side
there.
of your head, bro.
Well, that always does, man. I don't
Getting
know.
fired up, bro.
I don't know why, man.
Oh.
I gotta get that checked.
I love it. I love it. We'll definitely continue on with the Jokic debate throughout the course of the week, no doubt. But look, we got a little bit left here in the program, and look,
We talk so much about the local teams, right? The Nuggets, the Avalanche, the Broncos, right? The Buffs, everything that kind of comes with it. The Rockies. Let's just talk about and kind of soak this in, because if the United States were to win tonight, and let me ask, are you like where's soccer kind of at in your interest scale, like before the World Cup? Let me ask you.
Yeah, I mean, I married a soccer player. Right, my wife was a soccer player, U.S. team. So we watch a lot of soccer. My son's playing soccer right now / football. So like we're into it. So like it's a fun time to get introduced to soccer. If you don't know it, you're rooting for Team USA in this one. So I'm watching it. Now I'm not sitting here saying I'm a diehard soccer fan. I'm a football player, baby.
Right.
But it's entertaining. It's fun. I've learned a lot about it, and of course, because my wife played it, I got to really know the game.
Yeah, I've always fancied myself as a casual diehard.
Okay.
In the sense that, like, I get really into soccer. Like, it's so hard for me to pay attention to soccer year in, year out, day in, day out, just because it's like I'm so busy with work, right? We got the football, we got the baseball, we got the basketball,
Yeah,
right?
we're busy.
But I get dialed in for World and Euro Cup. So I really get excited over the international tournaments. And I just think it's fun because it's like the World Cup, for example. You're able to get dialed in for about a month and a half. And let me just a quick story for you just to kind of speak to the magnitude, because I know soccer's not everybody's cup of tea. I went to a bar in Rhino, 5 Points, if we're being politically and historically correct for our local Denver folk. But I went down to a bar for the first game. And was it Paraguay or Uruguay? I forget exactly who they played. One of the two Guays in the first game for the U.S. in the World Cup. Phil, and I haven't been back because I've been watching the games at home since, or I've been working, whatever it might be. When I tell you that bar, and it's a very, very popular sports bar, number 38, you may have heard of it. It's a great spot. Cannot recommend it enough for people to go watch the game. That was the most packed I've ever seen that place in my life. And I used to go watch Broncos and work Broncos playoff games there, dueling game 7s for the Nuggets and the Avalanche. Like the biggest of the big moments outside of a Broncos Super Bowl appearance I've seen and witnessed games there. And we're talking about the initial opening round match or opening group stage match for the United States. You couldn't move in that place.
Well, why do you think that is?
I think it's because, one, it's summertime. I think that helps a lot as well. But I think people want to support and show pride in their country. And I think, soccer to some people is more of a novelty. To other people, it's the beautiful game that is life, right? And kind of what comes with that too. But I think there's something about rooting for your country and kind of the community aspect, right? There is no Broncos Raiders, right? There is no Broncos Chiefs. You're from the United States. We're all USA fans, right? You can root for another team.
Exactly.
Like I got a soft spot for the Italian national team. because I grew up supporting them and I am Italian myself. Like, I know Alex supports Mexico, but like, at the end of the day, all roads lead back to the USA for us Americans. And I think there's some community aspect about it that makes these games and makes this situation seem so much. It just adds some juice that maybe isn't there all the time with the other sports.
No, I'm with you on that. I think it's easy to digest when you're talking about your country, right? You don't need to know the X's and O's of what's going on the field necessarily, but you also understand that like if Team USA scores a goal and Belgium tonight doesn't, we win. And that's what this is all about, bringing everybody closer together here in the United States, or being able to cheer for something other than yourself or maybe just a team that you're, the state that you're in. This is about USA and having a chance to do something special. And for the men's team, they haven't been good for a very long time. And finally, they're here.
Time, really
a long
ever.
time. Exactly.
They've really never been this good.
And now they have an opportunity to win tonight. They're favored, a baby favorite, but they're favored right now. And that's only going to bring us closer together as a nation, and that's what this is all about.
Yeah, the 0363 on the RamosHall.com text line says, I'm not normally a soccer fan. However, I am 100% bought in this year. Team USA is aggressive and fun to watch.
They're very aggressive.
I think it's exactly what it is. I think the Four Nations brought that out in some people too, right? In the Olympics, right? Where it's like, maybe like hockey. Sorry, hockey fan. There's a lot of people out there that hockey's a niche sport for. I know there's plenty of diehard hockey fans, but there's a lot of people that only turn on the Stanley Cup final.
Yes.
Right, or only turn on the big games, whatever it might be. Like, people were rallying around. Like, there are people that I didn't even know were hockey fans supporting the USA against Canada. Right? We were having debates on this station about, like, do you root for the U.S. because we're Americans, or do you root for Canada because they've got McKinnon and McCarr? Right? Like it brings, like, national pride brings something out of you. And the fact that, like, we've been talking and hyping up, U.S. soccer generation, like, this is it, right? Like, the fact that it's finally here and for the taking. Now, granted, if they win tonight, it's going to be hard against Spain, but it doesn't feel like false hope.
No,
right?
And also it's like, be where your feet are. First, we got to beat Belgium. You beat Belgium, now you have your next task is to beat Spain. But it's like one step at a time. And this team can do it. Now, I'm not sitting here saying they're going to win it all. They have an opportunity because they're still in it. They have the right players, the right system. They are aggressive. They do play with a high tempo. They do have depth. They are younger. And we'll talk about playing Belgium tonight. Right? This is why they can move on to Spain. Now, once you get to Spain, that's a different beast. But let's try to win tonight.
Different. Right, and it's like, I think about, like, historical context. Like, I remember going to a bar for the 2022 World Cup, and I believe it was a 0-0 draw, but it was U.S.-England on Black Friday. And it's like, I got the day off from work. It's USA and England. Like, England is, we broke free from England, and, George Washington and Benedict Arnold. Like, right, like, there's, like, this historical stuff that comes in. You think about Spanish, right? Like, if it's U.S.-Spain and the history that kind of comes with that. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not just, like, Mets Yankees. Like, it's not just like Broncos Chiefs. Like, it's kind of like its own thing, and it's like nations of people that get riled up for this stuff, and like ultimately, like, let's call a spade a spade. And I'm not going to compare it to the 1980 Olympics with the hockey team, but we're the underdog here. The U.S. isn't supposed to be good at soccer. This is the world's game.
And I feel like that's why a lot of people are upset.
Our football's played with a pigskin, right? Like, we don't even call it football here. It's soccer to us. It's football to everyone else. Like, America loves an underdog story. Rocky IV, Rocky I, Rocky II.
USA.
Right? Like,
USA.
I mean, it's like the U.S.
You're right. We are the underdogs. And we do have a fighting chance. And everybody is buying in. That's what it's about.
The U.S. has never been known as a soccer country.
No, I will say this. Here in Colorado, though.
For the women.
For the women.
For the women,
and,
yes.
And just in general, like, soccer is big, especially for the women. You know this,
correct.
AP. And so it is fun here locally being able to just go to a bar and see a bunch of people buying in, having the Team USA gear on. My son's soccer team wants to get together and watch the Team USA game. Why? Because it's about the country. It's about having an opportunity to represent this country. So, man, I mean, I'm all in. I'm excited. 6 o'clock is getting ready to hit, and it's on the Kraken.
Yeah, no, man. I'm going to be, safely driving home as quickly as I can. I'll be going the speed limit, right? But we'll have it on the radio, and, we'll do all that kind of stuff and keep tabs on it. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's just exciting. And, again, I'll say this again. Like, I think the fact that it's every 4 years kind of adds to the novelty and charm of the World Cup. Like, you don't have to be a diehard soccer fan to get into this tournament. It comes around every handful of years, and you can kind of lock in for a month and a half. You can watch a game or two, right? I would love to be at a game, too. I think that's the other cool part about it, the fact that it's on our home soil. They're playing in Seattle tonight, right? Like, there's just so much, like, and I understand politics is like a divisive topic and all that kind of stuff. Like, this should be something that we can all rally around. It's like, this is our country going out there against other countries and
they're
doing what they got to do, right?
For our country.
Yeah, no,
this
I'm
is what
into
it's
it.
about.
All right, let's hit our final break. When we come back, we'll put a bow on the show. Let's lock in our predictions for tonight's matchup between the United States and Belgium in the World Cup. All that and more when we come back right here on The Drive.
Colton, Drury, and Nichushkin all gone. New faces are already in the fold, with the entire blue line back as well after a Western Conference final sweep that still stings. How will the Avs retool around McKinnon for another cup run? Every trade, every signing, every take. Denver Sports has you covered all summer long. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
When it comes to your home structure, experience matters. Homestrong brings 20-plus years in foundation repair and concrete work with the most experienced crews in the state. Their inspectors are highly trained, and your inspection and quote are free. From foundation repair to waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation to concrete replacement, even building new foundations, they do it all. They can turn your crawl space into a fully finished basement, start to finish. No other contracts needed. Financing's available. Lifetime transferable warranty. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Your roof's the single most important part of your house. Snow and high winds can damage your roof. Don't trust your roof to any fly-by-night roofing companies. Call the professionals at Golden Spike for a free roof inspection and tell them you heard about it on The Fan. They're a locally owned company and a Team Dave Logan member.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
This July is America's 250th birthday, and Low T Center is celebrating 250 years of freedom with our 250 for 250 deal. All month long, men who start testosterone therapy and stay with it for 90 days earn $250. So if you're over 40 with low energy, sex drive, not feeling yourself, don't stay that way. Low T Center is raising the T of American patriots from sea to shining sea. Come celebrate 250 years of America with Low T Center's 250 for 250 deal, because bringing back energy and vitality of your youth is worth celebrating. Go to fixmylowt.com to book a free T test. That's fixmylowt.com. Offer ends July 31st. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, I admit it. At 303 Law 4040, we like to have a little fun with the made-for-TV lawyers who pretend that they're from Colorado. In reality, they live in places like Chicago, Arizona, Texas. Heck, one guy flies in from New York City. New York City! Just so he can do his commercial and fly back home. Crazy thing happening here in Colorado. Outside private equity funds are pouring millions of advertising dollars to prop up these guys and get them to pretend they are local voices that you can trust. So what really happens when you call one of those pretend made-for-TV lawyers? Here's an example. A young man was hurt. He called one of those guys. The insurance company said, nah, we're denying the claim. No money for you. His made-for-TV lawyer said, sorry. So his friend said, you need to call 303 Law 4040. We took the case and told the insurance company their denial was BS. And they said, you're right. Here's all the money. If you've been injured, don't waste your time calling a pretend made-for-TV lawyer. Call 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. It's 303 Law 4040.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Noah.
My first car was a 2001 Dodge Neon with a blue wing, and it happened to match my high school sweetheart, who's now my wife, her black 2005. So my uncle has been in the industry for well over 25 years. He recommended Rock Auto immediately to buy my first set of brakes. I would recommend Rock Auto just because it's simple, it's easy to find the parts you're looking for, it's all at a good price.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of back pain relief. With just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. With all these Bluebird days in Colorado, enjoy the view through energy-efficient windows from Bluebird Windows and Doors. Through July, it's their Buy More, Save More event. Save up to 20% on your window and door projects. And when you mention you heard it from me, you'll save an extra 5%. Bluebird's family-owned, serving the Front Range for over a decade with windows, doors, and siding built for Colorado's harsh climate. Financing is available. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports.
Just, I think this song is universally loved. That's the point I'm
Okay.
trying to make. I don't know
All
if that
right.
other one. You're bringing some Kid Rock. Is that what I'm hearing? All summer long.
So Toby Keith, are we
Little
good
Ba
with
Booty
that?
Ba, whatever that song's called, little Kid Rock. Oh, I love it. All right, what did we learn today in Denver sports? We'll continue the Nikola Jokic and Peyton Watson conversations, of course, as LeBron. We got the big quote from Nikola today. It's kind of up for interpretation. He says, quote, "My idea is to sign next summer and stay with Denver for the rest of my career." I interpret that one way, that he will end his career here. Phil interprets it another way, alluding to the fact that he's putting pressure on the Nuggets front office. So that was probably the biggest story in the world of Denver sports. No update on LeBron James. And the Nuggets also appear to be open for a sign-and-trade opportunity involving Peyton Watson should that present itself. So, well, 1, 2, 3 Nuggets, right?
Yeah, the Nuggets are making noise, but not a lot of moves are being made right now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. All right, prediction time.
Yeah.
USA, Belgium, first and foremost. Are you just going home and watching with the kiddos? Like, what's the setup looking
For
like
sure.
tonight?
The setup is my wife's going to have it on TV right now. We're having leftovers.
Is she a bigger fan of this stuff than you are?
Yeah, of course, because of her background and stuff like that. But honestly, we're all just enjoying it together. It's time for us to bond as a family, get to teach our son a little bit more about soccer in general, and actually she's teaching me too. So my wife, that is, and just eat some food. I made a steak yesterday.
Attaboy.
Grilled it. I reverse seared. I smoked it for about 2 hours, and then I seared it on two sides.
What kind of cut?
It was what was it, tri-tip.
Oh, it's a classic.
Yeah,
It's a classic
tri-tip,
summer
man.
cut.
So that was really good. Seasoned the hell out of it, and I had some mashed potatoes, and then asparagus. So we did that, and we're gonna eat leftovers, and we're gonna watch the game.
I love it. I'm also having leftovers.
Oh,
tonight.
for real?
I got some leftover vodka pasta. I made
Oh,
last night,
so
it's gonna be good.
so you cook.
But
You're Italian.
lady and I made it last night.
Vodka pasta is one of my favorite.
I know, bro. I'm excited. I told
foods.
her it's like already in the Tupperware, so I'm like, I'm going to tell you
Here
when
we
I'm
go.
15 minutes away from home, put that thing in the oven, heat that thing up. All right, should hopefully get home around halftime of this game. I'm up north right now, about an hour. Shout out Broomfield. Shout out all my Broomfield folk. We love that. Okay, so drop a prediction for me. I'll read one here from a texter. The 4174 says 3-1 USA final World Cup game over Belgium. Butch, a.k.a. Prophet. That's his prediction. 3-1 for the Stars and the Stripes.
3-1. That's a lot of scoring. It's gonna be dramatic, but I mean, if we go 3-1, then I like our chances against Spain. You know,
Spain has a history. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Spain has not always lived up to their potential in these tournaments. I'll put it that way.
So I like it 3-1. You know, hopefully, it is entertaining like the Mexico game last night. But let's go with that 3-1. Who else is in there? You got another one, or you got a prediction?
Well, I'll see they'll come in. I just announced that one. Hold on. I'm trying to see. I'm forgetting his name. I can't even pronounce that. But the Belgian goaltender has been a mainstay for them for quite some time. Remember, he was the goaltender in 2014. It was him and Tim Howard squaring off one another. So, you know, he's obviously much, much older. Let me see how old he is here exactly. Late 30, yeah, originally 34 years old. I guess, I mean, that's pretty old for soccer terms, but, you know, you saw Gigi Buffon play pretty late into his career with Italy. All right, you're going 3-1. I'm going to go 2-1. I think, man, I kind of want to get dramatic with it and say U.S. comes from behind. Like, I want to say they go down early 1-0, come out a couple of goals, and that makes it fun. A little juice, a little flavor, a little sizzle. Yeah. Right, but I'm gonna stick with 2-1. I think it's gonna be a low-scoring game. I can see Lukaku scoring the goal for Belgium. We'll see what Pulisic does. I know Drew's very, very high on Pulisic in this game here.
Well, he's rested, well rested because of that calf, so he should be ready to go.
Yeah, I think it's the U.S.'s until it ain't. And honestly, I mean, the way that they've played, just overall, like there's the level of tactic that they've kind of deployed, like very, very. What's the word I'm looking for, man? Like.
Aggressive.
Yeah, surgical is kind of a good word, as Dante whispers in my ear there. Like, just very purposeful with how they're moving the ball and what they're trying to execute, right? And that's because they've been able to install their way of play against their opponents, right? Belgium's probably the most competitive team they've played in this tournament. It's going to be a real test tonight. But this is an older Belgian team that you should hopefully be able to take advantage of with your youth and your striking and have him flow out there on top of Pulisic, right? And so Anthony Robinson, too, and just everything that kind of comes with that. I mean, the vibes are right with this USA team.
Flow's going to be back.
Flow state.
So, let's see how that goes. I know that's a hot topic, whether you're happy or not.
Yeah.
We'll see exactly what happens there. And we have to remember Belgium came back on Congo. It was Congo, right, that they played?
I don't believe. Was it Congo? No, I think it was like, oh my gosh, no.
Whoever they
I forget if it was the Congo or not. I was watching the game too. Yeah, because they scored 2 goals, like the 80th minute, 90th minute. I want to say Lukaku scored the first goal, and I'm forgetting who. Oh my gosh, no, it wasn't Algeria. Senegal, maybe. I forget exactly. I was watching it live. I'm just kind of.
Belgium beat Senegal 3-2.
There we go.
Senegal. I said Congo.
Game knows game. Let's go Senegal. Come on, Phil. But yeah, that was a sweat for them to win. 100%. That was a sweaty game for them to win. And obviously, like, look, Bosnia-Herzegovina ain't exactly anything to write home about. They had to beat Italy in the qualifying stage just to get in to the tournament. But kudos to them. The U.S. took care of business there. But this is a proven, experienced Belgian squad, right? De Bruyne, Lukaku, goaltender, as I mentioned. It's going to be fascinating, Phil.
We're going to see.
All right, so 3-1, 2-1. Dante, where are you at here?
I got 2-0.
2-0.
Team USA.
Yeah, Team USA. I just think it'll be lower scoring.
Clean sheet.
It gets to this part of the tournament, it's got to be a little bit lower scoring.
Yeah.
I just feel like everyone hones in. So I'm thinking one early, and then they'll get one late in like the 80th plus minute when Belgium's being a little bit more loose with the ball.
Little insurance goal there towards the end of the game.
Yeah, an empty netter.
You coming back tomorrow?
Empty netter.
I was just kidding. I don't think really empty netters happen.
Yeah, I was going to say, where are we going here?
The game earlier today, they did pull their goalie. There was like a minute left
towards the end,
and they had I think a corner kick, and they had the goaltender or the goalkeeper in for the corner, which is cool.
Love it. All right, Phil, I'll be back in the saddle with you again tomorrow. It was fun. We'll mix in a little Denver Broncos. We'll keep you guys updated with the Denver Nuggets as well. If you're driving home right now, get home safe. USA, enjoy the game this evening, man. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And hopefully when Phil and I are back in the saddle mañana, we're talking about a U.S. victory and previewing a matchup against Spain. For Phillip Lindsay, Dante Gomez, I'm Manilo Piro. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Talk to you guys mañana. It's DST with Mike Rice coming up next.
You'll never find like mine, 'cause
The Rockies aren't winning the West, but they might be one of the most fun teams in baseball now. Rookie TJ Rumfield is raking. Hunter Goodman's launching homers at a rate that has all-star voters and trade deadline scouts paying attention. Mickey Moniak is back healthy, and Sid Satella's having a career year out of the bullpen. The trade deadline's August 3rd. Who stays? Who goes? What's the new front office building toward? Denver Sports is all over it. Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
All right, Broncos country. It's time for you to buckle up. Phillip Lindsay here, and if you've ever watched me play, you know I'm all about speed, agility, and getting where I need to go efficiently. And when it comes to your summer vacation, you need that same kind of reliable power. And this is why I'm teaming up with my friends at Hermes Worldwide. Let's be real, getting to and from the airport or your destination can be a total fumble. And although I don't fumble, I don't want to have to deal with stressful parking, unreliable ride sharing, and nobody else needs to deal with that. And this is where Hermes Worldwide steps up, steps into the game, and scores that game-winning touchdown for your travel plans. They offer top-notch transportation services, from sleek airport transfers in comfortable, clean vehicles to reliable long-distance travel. And they're dependable and also professional. And they understand that your vacation time is precious to you and your family. So, what I'm trying to tell you is you need to ditch the travel day headaches and make your summer vacation a guaranteed win. Give my friends at Hermes Worldwide a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about intimacy. You already know in your heart of heart it matters, but when erectile dysfunction gets in the way, it can feel frustrating, embarrassing, and isolating. The truth is, most men don't have to live with ED anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they use advanced medical science and proven therapies that go far beyond pills, and I'm talking success rates well over 90%, guys. They've served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade, and they have successfully treated tens of thousands of men just like you. ED is nearly a choice at this point in the game, all right? So your initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple, fellas. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is completely free. They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you, so call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hey, Rob Biandino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled about 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. Man, I see so many bad stops on these DUIs, unlawful arrests, the police putting body cams off. The evidence is sketchy. We got to go get the evidence. We go find those cameras, the stores, the ATMs, the banks. We got the experts to challenge their breath tests, their blood tests. My office has over 100 years experience at this stuff. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com or 720-706-5151.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. Summer is here, and if you're planning a home project this year, windows, siding, or decking, now is the time to sign before the snow flies. Don't wait. Get the project you've always wanted and lock in a low-interest loan as low as 6.99% for 15 years. You deserve to enjoy your home, and 5280 Exteriors makes it easy with financing built for real Colorado homeowners. Call today or visit 5280exteriors.com to schedule your free estimate.
Stoke here from my local hometown team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. I have known the Rocks team for years. They have serviced my own house. Right now, out-of-state private equity corporations are buying local HVAC companies, providing higher prices, bad service, and shady sales tactics. When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, go with the local Colorado team I know and trust.